Hello guys, welcome back. How's the day going? I hope it's great. Today we are gonna be playing the Stanley Parable, the Ultra Deluxe. Truth be told, I have played this game, but not this exact game, but the previous version, which I'm still not exactly sure if it's considered a different game or the same one. I think like in a store, like in Steam, Stanley Parable and Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe are different products. So it's not like a big update, because I did own Stanley Parable, but I didn't get Ultra Deluxe. So this is like a second part, but instead of giving you just second part, you get second and first. At least that's what I've been told. So I have played, if I remember correctly, I also played the game on stream as well. And it's been a while ago, like really a while. I don't even remember if I played it back on YouTube or on Twitch. But I'm pretty sure you can find the VOD on my YouTube VOD channel, if you're curious. So I also heard that there's a way to skip the content of the first part and just go to the new content, and that's what I'm planning to do. I'm not sure exactly how it works, so we'll probably figure it out. I don't think I completed it 100%, and I am not planning to do it this time either, because that would require me to have some guides, some like list that I keep track of endings that I got or that I need to get and how to get them, of course. And I don't really want to do it, not on stream either way. So I'm gonna just play it out, just see how it is, see what we can reach. And, you know, I'm not exactly sure how long this game is. The first part was, I think it takes you at most like 2-3 hours before you like run out of things to do. This time I heard that it's longer than first part, but I'm not exactly sure about how much. We might be able to complete it within one stream, or if I feel like I'm missing still a lot of stuff, we might play it next time as well. About Sherlock, or the game we previously played and I haven't completed, I'm not exactly sure. I still kind of want to play it, but I feel like there are games that I want to play more. I don't know, I might return to it, I might not. For now I still have the game installed. So, I don't know, if you want to see it or if you don't, let me know, so it might affect my decision. If not, well, I'll decide eventually anyway. So, let's get started. As usual, I tweaked a little bit audio settings. Not exactly sure how it's gonna be, so I might need to adjust those during the game. Interesting thing, this game asked me if I played Stanley Parable before. So
this is the story of a man named Stanley.
Maybe it's gonna like automatically skip the previous content. Although it didn't specify like if I completed.
427. Employee number 427's job.
And it was always, you know,
sat at his desk in room
more like you repeat the day and like you can reach different endings. It's not a linear game. So it won't make sense if it just skips, but maybe it unlocks somehow the content that's not usually unlocked until you complete certain amount of endings. I don't know, we'll see, okay. So if you don't know this game, what this game is about well, us, the Stanley, the guy who did his office job that required him to press buttons on the keyboard.
Something that would forever change Stanley.
That's pretty much it.
He would never
and there's a narrator, right? This guy.
For nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to
and
follow.
we can, you know what? Let me actually make him a little.
This is the story.
Like this.
No one
I feel like he is louder than me, or at the same volume, and I want you to hear me over him.
Never in all his years at the company had this
But yeah,
happened.
this guy,
complete
he narrates the game, and
Something was
we
very
as a
clearly
player, as a
wrong.
Stanley, can either
Shocked,
listen to
frozen
him or
solid,
not listen,
Stanley found
or,
himself
you know, do
unable to
whatever we
move for
want.
the longest time.
So
But as he
usually
came
this
to
game
his
is
wits and
about
regained his
either following his
senses,
directions
he
or
got
not
up from
following
his
and
desk
discovering
and stepped out of
what's
his office.
anything you can achieve by... Oh god, the sensitivity is so damn high. Another interesting thing... Wait, no? Here? Yeah, here. Another interesting thing... Wow, it's still a lot. The game asked me... Yeah, that's better. Asked me to set the current time when I first started, and I'm not sure why. Like, maybe synchronize that. This is not synced. Yeah, it's a bit over 6 p.m. currently. This is only 11 or over 11 p.m. already. Yeah, it's probably day because daylight. Not sure. Not sure what it needs my time
All
for,
his
but
coworkers
well.
were gone. What could it mean?
Now it knows.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so far it seems like it's completely the same as the first part. Again, I don't know where new content starts, but as soon as I see something unusual, I'll try to follow it. Have you guys heard about this game? It's not a big game. Initially, it wasn't, but it's a pretty cool game. So I feel like a lot of people played it, a lot of people popularized it. What did he say? Left door? Let's go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
And it eventually
Perhaps he
grew
wanted to stop by
a
the
real
employee
big
lounge first,
audience.
just to admire it.
Yeah, so far it's absolutely the same.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been
One
worth
thing-
the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
If you don't know,
beautifully constructed
the game
room.
produces
Stanley
this
simply
sound.
stood here, drinking it all in.
You hear that? Button pressing. That's in game. And you might think that you interact with something. Like, you can go here, you press,
Yes, really.
you hear the sound, you think you're interacting, but it's actually just random.
A room so utterly
And it's
captivating
only produced
that
when
even
you're
though
pressing
all
E,
your
interact.
coworkers have mysteriously vanished. Here you sit looking at these chairs and
Coffee
sipping
nuts.
teas.
What?
Really worth it.
Number 1 something. Well,
But eager to
let's
get
go
back
further.
to
I
business,
do remember how to
Stanley
reach
took the first open
couple
door on his
endings,
left.
I think. On the left. No, I don't think so.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, what can I say? Following directions was never my, well, strong suit.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but
I
that
can-
lift
I
isn't
also-
coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below.
I actually don't remember if that was a thing
Looking
before.
at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Is it really forcing me? I remember for a fact that if you just jump down, like from here,
I'm sure you'll survive.
or
the jump.
from the
Don't tell me
platform,
you're
you
scared.
just-
That's not the Stanley I know.
you just die.
Do it. Do it.
Don't jump from the
Do
cargo.
it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Lift while it's in motion will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift 1,000. Penalty for jumping on the cargo lift 5,000. Who's gonna pay if you die? Yeah, I don't think. I also can't really jump. I can just walk off. Can I open this? Where's the card? Can I go back? Am I really just soft lock? This is the sound of interacting. Not the usual one, you see? Yeah, I didn't think it would actually go. Okay. Oh. Uh-huh. Is that how I'm supposed to get here? I mean, maybe. This game has a lot of stuff that you think, like, you're, like, bugging the game, you're abusing, I guess. But more often than not, it's specifically placed here. So maybe the fact that I could walk around the fence was, well, the way. This definitely wasn't a thing. There wasn't anything like this
Stanley had
before.
now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had
I mean,
begun-
maybe it was,
so far off
but
the
I
beaten
definitely...
that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path.
I never found it, and I haven't heard...
So far off the
I've seen a couple of the playthroughs of the game, initial game, not this one, the first part, and nobody was ever here. So I'm guessing this is not the thing? Is it a recorder? Narrator sound system. Narrator dialogue. Are they all just narrator dialogues? How do you distinguish which one is which?
You didn't think
Oh.
I was actually just a recording, did you?
I-
What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through.
Adventures,
and
that's
it
the
turns out
first-
I'm just a tape recording. It was all just
I,
in Stanley's
I was
head.
actually thinking, like, what is this
The kind of
recording?
twist you think is revelatory.
each-
I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination,
I haven't actually
you must
seen a lot of these.
absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the
Each
phenomenal
ending
and
usually
intricate
bears its own meaning, so they're not
It must
really
be so
collected
simple to be
between
you.
each other. So
Life
I was
being
thinking,
an
like,
unending
maybe this
waterfall
ending
of
means, yeah,
surprises and delights.
just a recording.
How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
How is it my fault? I didn't say anything. Okay?
All of his co-workers
Okay,
were gone.
again, I don't exactly know how
Stanley
many
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
new
simply
content
lost
there
his
are.
memory.
But I'm pretty sure there should be plenty of. Maybe I should try some doors. Interesting thing, I remember in the previous part, doors used to close behind you and like lock you out the previous room, but not anymore apparently. Should I try doors? Pretty sure all of them were locked before. Well, that was one, my favorite ending, the closed ending, and we're gonna follow that one.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
No. No, everything is still locked. Wait, what? Was it always a straight path? I'm pretty sure somewhere in between that 2-door path. Oh, okay. 2-door path and the meeting room, there was a closet somewhere, and you could just go in there and lock yourself in. That was a cool thing to do.
Yet there was not a single person.
Do
in the
not
contact.
alter without consulting
Feeling
whiteboard
really
manager.
dismayed,
Whiteboard
Stanley decided
manager.
to go up to his
Rip
boss's office, hoping he might find
France.
an answer there.
Rip France. I have to pay respects. IT that weekly target admin marketing Mondays. Oh, it's okay. These are days. These are time. Interesting. Why there are X's? Termination Tuesdays. We are broke Wednesdays. Mergers. Pranking floors meeting. Pranking floor 5 meeting. Is it Friday today? Are they pranking me? Cable planning. Group. Okay. Office party. Oh, am I late for party? It was about 10 or 11, right? Or so. So it's office efficiency or financial panic meeting. One of these should be happening now. Targets. Push for funding for R+D of new coffee machine. I didn't press C. Okay, maybe I did accidentally. Not cost efficient. No, I'm not the one pressing. Who is here? Hello? Wait. This wasn't a horror game, as at least not that I remember. Standardize. Maybe it's just slides changing. I don't know. Standardized graph for X, Y. No, how is it not cost efficient? Can you not use ruler? Standardized Papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Oh, yeah, right. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets off the topic. Targets? Oh, please keep the targets on the topic of something. Is it changing faster when I'm not looking at it? Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write new day's agenda. Literally. Employee. Gym. Which one am I? I don't remember. Well, whatever. Probably nothing important. Success, nature, plant life. What are your dreams for the future? A boat. I see a boat. Lowest percentage teenager, size of demographic, space between the teenagers. Yep. Okay. Oh, here it is.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I felt pretty comfortable here. Yeah.
There was nothing
The closet.
Here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
It would be a lot more fun for me with ADHD if they put here like a bowl or something. But I guess it's the point of this.
Baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
I'm walking.
Something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yeah, I mean, if he wouldn't talk, that's obviously nobody would even stay here. Like for what?
Are you really still in the broom closet?
I still am.
Doing nothing. Why?
Why
Please
not?
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
It's a nice closet. Don't you just sometimes wanna take a rest, relax, forget about your daily problems?
There's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yeah.
If it said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Yeah,
It
true.
occurred to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no
I think
significance to
this
the
is
story
definitely not the only place that you just can go in and stay there, but I'm pretty sure this is the only one that actually has a dialogue specific to it.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branch.
It is the deciding point in my life.
Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet
Them.
ending was my favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
I find this concerning.
The broom closet ending. Guys, have you seen the broom closet
Stanley was
ending?
fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
No, I
He only
wasn't.
got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
If you have drug money, why would you need to go and become an office worker?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion.
But how would you
about what's
pay
going
for a
on right
walk?
now. You're dead.
I'm not.
Broom closet,
I'm just
explored the
fine.
door, And we're just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapse.
You become quieter, I think.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
It's fine. Somebody will find it eventually,
Anyone
maybe.
who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead.
Yeah, let's notify my cat. Hello? Where is... he's not even here.
Vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place.
To continue playing game.
Understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Yeah. I think this is the last one you get. So what do you think? Have you replaced me already? I think it's about time.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
You think?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus?
Have fungus?
You can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
And that is it. Okay.
Coming to a staircase.
That was a
Stanley walked
good
upstairs to his
5 minutes
boss's
spent, I
office.
believe. Okay, let's go upstairs. Yeah, so far I really don't see any like significant difference. I heard there was supposed to be a bucket somewhere though in the game. Extreme bathrooms. Oh, I can't read this. Bath guy testifies in the trial of the century. Okay. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffers losses, then what's the boss chose. Okay. Seem like two unrelated sentences. Okay. And somebody close the door. Oh, I remember this, please. Somebody's threatening Panda. What did Panda do? Business strategy. What, threatening pandas? Aren't pandas like endangered species? This is also my favorite part. Let's go up. The elevator music. You know, there was always this term going around, elevator music, but honestly, I rarely encounter those in my life, like very rarely. Pretty much nowhere where I live, like elevators exist, there is no music in there. So I was always confused, like what does it mean, like elevator music? And then I realized that it's, well, they stop. But yeah, in short, this is absolutely fake. This doesn't go anywhere. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
Manager?
stunned to discover not an indication of any
I'm
human
also pretty
life.
sure
Shocked, unraveled,
the guy was called
Stanley
Boss,
wondered
not the
in
manager.
disbelief who orchestrated this.
A simple manager
God's
can't
secret was
have
being held from him.
the room like
What he
this.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Lit.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't
1,
possibly have
2,
known this.
3, 4. What did he say? 2485? No, I forgot. 2,
Stanley just sat
4,
around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything
5,
on the
8?
device was useless, since he could never possibly know
2845,
that the
okay.
combination was 2845.
Sorry, my bad. Didn't listen.
Incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened
Oh,
to
God.
input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened
What?
passageway.
Why everything went dark? Okay. Some quality improvements here and there. I like it. Just pure darkness as usual. Here also darkness. Yeah, it definitely looked a bit different, but contents overall seem to be the same-ish. Apart from that one room we recorded tape
Descending
player.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I did?
There was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to
So
question
yeah,
the
I
nature
think
of his
we need to do
Why did he
something
think this now,
to unlock
when for
new content.
years
Because
it had never occurred to him?
there are only
This
so many
question would not
choices
go unanswered
in this
for
game,
long.
and you literally can't. There is no room for additional content without additional choices.
Stanley walked
So-
straight ahead through the large door that read Mine
Escape.
Control Facility.
Yeah, let's go hit this first. Because this is supposed to be the main ending, right? Or one of two main endings.
The lights
One is
rose on
fully-
an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this
Fully
place
following
hold?
narrator's lead,
Stanley thought
and another
to
one
himself.
fully
Did he
ignoring.
have the strength to find out?
Do I have a strength to find out? Honestly, to think how ridiculous
Now
the
the monitors jumped
fire-
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals.
how
reduced to
ridiculous and
images on
interesting the main story of this is.
One of them
So everybody's
pretended to live in
controlling.
this place where freedom meant nothing.
What's that one? 245? Why is it different? Somebody's controlling your mind, everybody's mind, but who cares? Why everyone disappeared though? Why nobody explains that? Okay, the rest seem okay. Some of them fire, but 234 for some reason is different. I see the stairs one. Yeah, look. What's in there? Does it say something?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it could
No
be
idea.
true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control
Oh,
all this
but
time?
employee
Was this the only
pirates.
reason he was
What?
happy with his boring
Is that
job?
me?
That his emotions
Looks
had been
looks like my
manipulated
desk.
to accept
Am I the
blindly?
employee pirate? No, I'm pretty sure I had a number.
No, he refused to believe it.
I
He couldn't
can't
accept
believe it.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even
I mean, it barely
possible?
changes anything,
Had he
but it's just the
truly
fact
spent
that
his entire life utterly blind to the world.
the fact that you don't have control and you won't be able to have it in the future.
Here's the
That's
proof.
really
The heart of
daunning.
the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Buttons.
Happy or sad or content.
Mind control
Walking, eating,
status
working,
offline.
all of it monitored and commanded
activate
from this very place.
Power cells.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Oh.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power
I
over
have?
another human life. For he would dismantle the
There's literally
controls once
nobody
and
else
for
to
all.
control. I'm the only guy left here. The only person alive. Who's it even controlling? What if I don't? 5. Okay. This reminds me of... I don't remember the name. The guy from the X-Men
When at last
from...
he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation.
Who has like a telepathy.
To put an end to this
He had also these
horrible place
giants...
and to everything it
A
stood
room
for.
with big screen. Or no, there wasn't a screen. There was like a helmet that helped him to connect his mind to everybody else's on the planet or something like that. This heavily reminds me of that. Also, a very long pathway to here, and just like pretty much nothing. Okay. Oh, that was loud. That's it. I'm dead.
Blackness
What?
and a rising chill of uncertainty.
I don't see anything.
Was it over?
It is, I guess. The nothing.
Yes.
Oh.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
I think I'm blocked. I can't go back.
Even as the immense door
What if there
slowly
are
opened, Stanley reflected
monsters
on
there?
how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
That's true. Where is everybody?
Co-workers gone. How had
Exactly.
he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
I remember
For it
this
was
thing
not knowledge or
looked
even
so
power
bad
that he
before.
had been
Did they
seeking.
fix it? Or is it the same?
Perhaps
It's
his
like
goal
some
had not been to
absolutely
understand,
default
but to
textures.
know. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how
I may be
to
gaslighting myself, but I think it does look different, and it looks a lot better.
be his.
Like, it's
That was
still
all he
usual, I think, Unity-ish
was perhaps
textures.
the only
But this is
thing
like looks decent, right?
through the
Decent-ish.
open door.
I think it was a lot worse before.
Stanley felt
Oh.
the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the
And
immense
then he
possibility
died.
of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, okay. Okay. So that's one of the endings. I'm pretty sure this is the main ending. So I hope this is somehow
All
progresses the
the
story.
clues were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I
decided
maybe
to go to the meeting room.
just
Perhaps he had
blind
simply missed a memo.
to
No
new
matter how
choices.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
4 to 7. That's me. Which one was the broken camera without a number? It's like 432 or something? Something like that. Okay. Let's, I guess, look around. If nothing really changes, I'm fairly
Stanley went
sure
around touching every little thing in the
that I need to
office,
do
but it
something.
didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the
Shut up!
story
I'm
in
trying to
any way.
find new content. Where is it? It must be
When
here.
Stanley came to a set of 2
Unless
open
I
doors,
absolutely
he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to
got
do it.
gaslighted and it's
Stanley
actually
knew it perfectly well.
nothing new. No, wait.
Perhaps he wanted to
How
stop
can it
by
be
the
nothing
employee
new?
lounge first,
I saw
just to
people
admire
playing the
it.
game, and it took them at least several hours.
Wow. Yes.
They
This
could have been
room.
playing just the
What a
same
beautiful, but
game
eager to get back to
again,
business,
right?
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, let's go here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got
We're going down. I don't remember what's here, like at all. Probably nothing important then.
But
Oh, I
Stanley
remember
didn't
there
want
is
to
one
go into the
ending
office. He wanted to wander about.
that requires you
and
to
get
like
even
play, I don't know, like
further
5 hours
So now in order
constantly.
to get back, he needed to go,
That one is one of those things that I definitely haven't achieved.
left.
It's not just waiting for
Oh,
far.
no, it's to the right. My mistake.
Sorry, okay.
No.
Okay,
not
fine.
the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
It's back!
Was I thinking? It's clearly. Oh dear, would you
No?
hold on for a minute, please?
Okay, sure. What was I talking about?
See, we went down right, left, down.
I forgot, okay.
Left, right. Yep, okay.
This is
Yes,
actually...
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
okay. Ooh, spooky. This is one of the also... Oh. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the one.
No. This isn't.
Hey, hello,
right. You're
Ryan.
not supposed to be here yet.
Is this a blind
all
playthrough?
spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your
Yeah.
eyes. Okay.
Kinda.
Okay. We just.
I played the initial Stanley Parable,
I'm kidding. It's all rubbish.
and I'm trying to find
Story
new
completely
contents.
unusable.
But once I
Rather
find
than
it,
waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll
well,
just
it's gonna be
restart
fully
the game
blind.
from the
I don't wanna
beginning. And this time,
follow
suppose you
guides,
don't wander
nor
so
I
far
care a
upside
lot
down.
about
Okay, from the top.
finding everything. Okay, this one, as I remember, is one of the
All his
longest
coworkers
endings.
were gone. What could it mean?
Where is new content?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I guess let's follow the usual game.
When Stanley
There are more
What?
doors than I remember.
No, I restarted. I swear.
Gotcha, I won't be able to stay here for long though. Well,
Completely fresh.
sad to hear,
Everything
but
should be-
well,
Oh, did something change?
nothing did
Stanley,
change.
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or? Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Exactly. Why there are no light here?
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Oh.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
There are too many options. I can't. Okay, this looks like it progresses. Hey, I found something. How many other passages? Okay, I feel like I'm back on track. This is a maze. What am I? Where am I?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you.
Oh, I'm back.
There definitely was a story here before. Do we need
No,
to
no,
restart
no. I found the way. Fine. I'll progress.
Over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
No.
Okay, let's
I
give it a
found it. I found it. Not... Okay. Fine, let's just restart.
All of his co-workers
Again.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe they no doors. Maybe they changed something about existing endings
Okay,
rather than adding new
worse.
ones.
I might be remembering this wrong.
Let's go back.
The story is back where we just came from. Why
Maybe.
don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Great. And there is open. Oh, that's where I came from. Yeah, right. Right. But, well, I mean, there was a different ending, the one that I haven't seen yet.
I knew. we
But
would say. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not a story.
okay,
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I like it. Oh, wow.
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
This looks
Is
good.
this the story?
I like it. Is the story.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so. I think it was no. I think it was in like in a forest.
Since I've completely
Ish.
forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay! Okay, finally
Congratulations!
completed the game.
I know you put in a lot of hard work.
What's happening?
And it really paid off. So, good job.
I'm still trying to figure out what am I supposed to do. I might need to Google it honestly if I can find it in the next like 10-15 minutes.
Some people
Because
will
I
fail
don't know
elsewhere,
why am I
and
playing the
this
same
was
thing
not one
again.
of those situations. Okay.
I don't remember everything. That's why I accidentally got in
What might happen this time? I have to restart.
a long ending. Okay.
All right, I've got a solution.
The line.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Yeah, that's definitely not where the story led.
See? The line knows where the story is. It's over in
It's
this
so
direction.
weird seeing
Stanley,
line
to
painted like
destiny.
over some obstacles that can be easily
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our
removed.
destination, even if there's no story there?
As silly as it sounds, I actually have seen
Is the
people
story
painting
the
like this, like
Still the
around
story. Simply by the act of moving
stuff. It's so
forward,
dumb.
Are we implying a journey
People
such
are
that a
extremely
destination is
lazy.
inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life
Uh,
itself? Okay, Stanley,
yes.
I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yeah,
Now,
kinda
if my
technically.
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office. Is
Yeah.
this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
No, because it's in my subjective experience of you. How can it be in your head?
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right
What's
now
happening with
is a bit of
line?
music
Somebody
to
got
make it
drank. Oh. I don't think I have a choice. This is pretty linear. This is pretty loud. Wait, what? Okay. Let me get it a bit down. What the hell is this? Who? This is one thing. I know how to do it. How people do it in games. There's actually like a teleport, but it would be cool if there was like an. Oh, look, cool. Okay, it's not exists anymore. It would be cool if there were like engines for, or not there were engines, but rather the popular engines supported. Oh god, can you even hear me behind this music? The support not including geometry.
Wait, got the music?
Yeah, got
Go
it.
back and look at that fern.
At what firm? This?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Okay, I remember it. Fine. Don't ask me how many leaves there were there. I didn't count that.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
What is
Line,
this?
You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Let's go
The
where
story?
line isn't.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
Wait, I'm back at no doors. That doesn't seem right. Okay, let's just follow the line. Surely that's the fastest way to progress. Oh, hey, back we are.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
What is wrong with that
This anymore,
camera?
hell with it. Restart.
It must mean something, right? 2, 3, 4. Can we find that
You know what,
place?
Stanley?
Oh,
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
yeah,
We're
right.
intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Let's just go for a walk.
Exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, yeah, sure. That's what I was planning to do.
Yes.
I
this is
again, I also don't
exciting.
remember
Just
if this is
step
exactly what
forward
was
to a new
before or
path,
not.
A new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you
Because
want your
I
story to be?
don't remember every ending.
Use your imagination.
Am I?
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I thought I'm in the style, but no. It's just, yeah. I like this stuff. I don't know which game like first started implementing this style.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from
The
having any
weirds.
role in our awesome new story.
Physics,
no
I
lines
guess.
Or monitor rooms. Just
I think
acknowledge it, and we
the
shall
first one I
decide.
remember is Portal. But Portal had it like as a mechanic rather than just having it randomly like in here.
Ah,
Hey! 2
we get
doors!
to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Can I go
I need
back?
a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay. So I
No,
know
we
that
are
each
gonna
door
be
leads somewhere,
a riot.
which means that somewhere
Going
the place
clockwise
that
when
we're
it's saying
trying to go,
counterclockwise.
there must be
Ooh.
a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
backwards, right.
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're
Yeah, you
going?
know, I don't think that's how game is supposed to go.
Yes, then by all accounts,
I think
the door on
I'm the
right is
one who's
correct
supposed to make a choice
Another
now.
victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Oh, to the right. Confusion ending.
What's this?
It's been 17 minutes?
You're telling me
Maintenance room, monitor room, narrator restarts, discovers the door room. Yep. Aimless wandering, narrator restarts the game.
8 times?
Second restart, office dead.
That's really how all this goes?
Third, adventure line. Fourth, adventure line into unexplored territory. Yep.
Now, according
Fifth
to the
restart,
story,
narrator
we
forgets
start
about
again.
previous
Then what?
restarts.
Am I just supposed to forget?
Oh,
Well, what if I don't want to forget?
okay, so we are here. We are halfway
Blank
through.
Simply because it's written here on this.
Writer is gone after a long
thing.
time. Stanley dies.
Well,
There is no longer
it's a
an office,
solid
simple black space, wander in the dark blackness. Find the bookstore, get bored, and leave. Narrator restarts the
Is it
game.
really- No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
I want to
With a
find the
crap like
bookstore.
this, I won't restart the game. I won't do it.
Find
I
an
won't
identical
do
replica
it.
of the
I
office that
won't
has
do
begun
it.
to deteriorate. Attempt to make a
And the timer stopped?
story here.
Does that mean did we do it? Did
Why
we
did it
break
stop
the
at
cycle?
999?
Whatever it is that made this schedule, how would we even know?
Is it specifically this way, or I just got somewhat lucky?
Will something happen?
Pretty cool
So-
number.
Okay.
Yeah. What now, narrator?
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Exactly.
Not sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
In the journey?
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
The restart. I think that's the end. For that ending. Okay, let's try again. And if I can find again new endings,
co-workers were gone.
new
What could it mean?
content,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I'm gonna
Perhaps he
Google.
simply missed a memo.
this is ridiculous. There must be new content. But I don't see it anywhere. Oh. Oh, right. There is no way it was always here. No, I refuse to believe. How there was a door that's called new content. There it wasn't here. Thank you.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. What was it? Was it supposed to play several times before I find it, or how does it work? Or have I actually just ignored it? There's no way I ignored the open door. I could have ignored the text on it, but not the door itself.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Yeah,
Ultra
that's what it
Deluxe.
is.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013
Yeah.
on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Ultra Deluxe. It's actually so fun that they call it Ultra Deluxe instead of like
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting
2
new
or
content
something.
that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
But Ultra Deluxe seems like something narrator would
Step
call it.
inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Actually, I was about to Google as well, so that's a very suiting
I'm very
time to
excited
find
see
it.
the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator.
Elevator.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Am I supposed to press something?
Is it broken?
Is it a
What's going on
cage?
here?
No, not an elevator.
Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
It's gonna be something lame. By the way how he talks, it's gonna be something lame.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Oh, I like how they made the narrator being like this. Critique.
All right.
Jump
let's see.
circle!
The jump circle?
They had jumps in this game. Actually, I have no idea why they decided not to add jumps. Like, it's not that old, the game, so it's not really hard to make jumps. The only thing why games sometimes don't add jumps is because it's a lot harder to to break the game when you can only move in 2D, right? So like you can only move in 2 axes, not in the height. So maybe that's why it was initially done. But yeah, I have jumps. 36 jumps remaining. That's so cool. Can I jump out of it? I can. Can I sprint and jump? Is that it? I feel like I'm getting slowed down when I'm jumping. Yeah, look, my horizontal speed is going down. Okay, let's leave it till next time. What do we have to go here again? I want to have fun jumping.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
I wonder if it's gonna mock somebody, like, actually getting bad review about the game. Maybe it already does.
20 hours of new content
But
right there. Hell,
I haven't seen a single review of the game, not on Steam, not anywhere else.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content, and oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I am too. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Oh, the jumping circle. Yeah, the good addition. I like it.
Happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy.
Yeah, rush is probably not the right word.
That's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's
But yeah,
achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them
honestly,
actually
every
says
sports
test
game ever, it just releases every year the same game, and people keep buying it.
And I'm offended, and I intend to find
I don't
these
understand.
people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley.
Graphics
I
barely
built up too
changed.
much anticipation
Some like
around the new content, I'm afraid.
teams,
It could never have lived up to
players,
such
and those change, but
If you're
other than
still
that,
with me,
no real
we'll
nothing.
just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is
I'm
really
stuck.
about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me having a great time together like always.
Okay, I'm guessing this is where new content gets unlocked. Back what did we miss? Not much. We found. I was complaining that I can't find new content, and right after I said it, there was a big door with text "new content" on it, which was kinda ironic. But here we are. This looks completely different. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm in completely different branch, like the second part of the story, right? Because like it even starts different. This is the old room. Ironically to this ending,
Stanley,
the new content is so good. Yeah, I heard it.
in the vent. I want to show you something.
Here? Wait, what? I heard that there is... Wait.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
I want to see. So this is the usual content, right? And that one is new. I just want to check. So I ignore this. I swear this door wasn't here. I mean, maybe it wasn't, it was closed. In that case, I can't believe it. Okay, yeah, so this is the regular one. Let's go in the vent. The vent. What? Okay. Let's try again. Apparently it doesn't let me go back. Okay, yeah. So I guess once you go there, there's no going back.
Stanley,
Yeah.
come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
The van. Oh. Coffee nut. Okay. Let's say anything again. It's actually interesting that instead of just releasing second part, they released a new game. So it's not even an update, but it's a new game that has first and second contents in it.
Stanley Parable used to be.
Why?
So I made
Why
something
like
special
that?
and
I
tucked
don't
it
really
away here
understand.
where the game's developers won't find it.
It's a
Just
good
our
thing.
little secret.
It's just absolutely uncalled for, I think.
I
But, well-
call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all
The
my
memory
favorite
zone.
memories
That's
so I
interesting.
can relive the
The
peak experiences
the
of my
decorations
life
completely
whenever I
changed.
want.
Not the office,
Experiences like
not for
the
fun
launch of the
anymore.
Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone. This is actually just
You see,
full of
Stanley,
memories.
doesn't
Don't
the memory
forget,
zone remind you of
Stanley
how
Parable.
wonderful Stanley Parable was
Sweet
before
Zone.
it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
2013 when the Stanley Parable was released.
2013, when the game originally launched.
Oh,
Back
that's...
then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
This is Steam, and it's a very old Steam as well. It doesn't look completely different now, but it's significantly, like, it's the same layout, but different style. What language is that? Is that Ukrainian? I think it is. Why Ukrainian screenshot? Why not English? And you know, thinking about it, I don't know who are developers, or developer maybe, for this game. Stanley Parable Collector Edition. Agile performance for agile business, deploy high impact growth strategies, dynamic streamlining human capital. What is that? There was a book, or what's that? Is that a thing that actually exists? Oh, there's an award. The Stanley Parable 2013 Independent Games Festival. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know that. Has Stanley Parable ever wasn't nominated in, like, Game Awards? The British Academy of Film Television awarded to Bruce Stanley Parable in the category Story. Yeah, it's Last of Us, it says. Was Last of Us best game of the year back in 2013? Wow. Time flies by. Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. Bunch of cards. The original remake. Stanley Parable. Oh, Mozilla Firefox. A something game. Galactic Cafe game. Interesting. Demo. I don't think demos are a thing anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure they still exist, but it's not usual. $1 bill for some reason. Marilyn, smile because it happens, right? Begin the demo. Is that how demo looked like? I didn't know. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I'm pretty sure that that's the thing. That's the thing that exists, and it's actually impossible to get an achievement. One of the games that you can get a platinum in. Don't play for 5 years. Go outside. I don't know if I have Stanley Parable on my Steam, but even if I do, it's been less than 5 years. Well, okay. Let's just move on. Going outside this hardest achievement, yeah, it is. In love and memory, little Stanley. Well, rip little dude. Especially if you need to actually go outside. Not even for 5 years, but like once, it's already pretty much unachievable.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10.
Not so long ago, I was talking about reviews, if it's gonna be mocking. But no, okay, it's featuring good ones. Don't read any reviews except this one.
Stanley Parable.
Is it actually a thing? This looks so fake, no?
Game ever created.
Who the hell makes this title? Don't read any reviews except this one. Like, if you want a catchy, you can... The only review you'll ever need, something like that, rather than just... No, don't read anything else.
It was Persona 3. It was all of them, and now...
Persona 3? Skyrim was in 2013, there is no way.
It
Really?
isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of...
I'm sorry for all the Persona lovers. I never saw Persona as like highest tier game. It's a good game, but like overall, how it's made, there are a lot of flaws to this game. It feels like its selling point, the amount of content rather than the quality of it. You know, I would rather play like 7-10 hour game than Persona that may take up to like 50, 100 hours to complete, but a lot less enjoyable, in my opinion again. But yeah, how do you review a game like Stanley Parable? Describe any part of it is to risk its ruination. Yeah, I guess. The detail what is to say about game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. It's a fun thing. I don't know if it's fake or not, but people not even used to, they are, or reacting like going to something philosophical. And well, yeah, you can see that being like kind of the thing, like, oh, the illusion of choice, the psychology of you as the gamer, the choice. It is all there. But is it the main thing developers are going for? 99% chance it's not. Like, yeah, illusion of choice is there. But what's there? Oh, I want to create a game that makes you interact with narrator. To show them the whole, like, process of making choices and what it leads to. I don't know, not really. There's like an idea probably. Narrator that tells you what to do and you either do it or not. And like, oh yeah, let's do that, and just add a bunch of ideas on top of that. So that's why I don't really like too fancy of the reviews, and I don't think people write those anymore. They try to be like more real rather than this kind of stuff. Comparisons too are too woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther. I don't know what Dear Esther is. But where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art. Yeah, art. So holding the game. But the review that becomes known as Stanley Parable HD, the full... Is it called HD? So, how do you discuss it, analyze, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. 10 out of 10. Flawless victory. Nobody shared. What kind of website is this? What the hell? Who? I guess I'll give it a pass because it's a very old one, but... It's definitely not the best. The original remake. That's Stanley. Unity? A very old version of Unity? No, it doesn't seem like Unity, it's like some kind of constructor. Okay. This is the same one.
Passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
GameSpot is the real thing, I think.
Is both a richly stimulating commentary on
Okay, I'm not gonna read everything. This is gonna take way too long if I do.
Enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new
I wouldn't call it
content.
perfect, but as an indie game, it was very, very good. Source. Oh yeah, that game is on Source, right? Was it the interface of Source? This thing.
Simpler times, Stanley.
Is
But I
Source a
wouldn't give
constructor?
to go
Oh.
back to have it all over again.
No, not real. I mean, no, the game itself was pretty good, right? But like playing it again wouldn't be.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Unfortunately, Stanley Parable isn't the thing that I would just want to play again and again and again. No, not really. Once you played it, you experienced it, and that's it. There's nothing to replay,
The online
to
video game
re-experience.
distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
So yeah,
I can't even
of
imagine
initial
what
game,
you're
I would give it like
collecting
6, 7 out of 10
around.
maybe.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
So is it gonna mock after all bad reviews? Oh yeah. Those are Steam reviews. Some Steam reviews are great. Okay, let's read this
The
one.
narrator is obnoxious
Not
and
recommend.
funny,
It's
with his
2018.
humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating
he's already
than
reading it.
entertaining. Funny.
The individual parts themselves are not very fun. Okay.
Make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insight.
I like how I am pretty sure that developer was somewhat unhappy with those kind of reviews, but like they are a part of the, you can't satisfy every person out there, right? But I like how they just just make the narrator super irritated about it. That's pretty fun. But yeah, it's obvious that I'm okay with this narrator, but I can see why some people may find him annoying. It's normal. While the idea of the game is good, it becomes very repetitive and boring fast despite all the alternative endings and game camera appearances. This game is started thought-provoking.
Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy.
Somebody who prefers non-linear games, that pitching gets annoying very fast and is neither a revelation or interesting. It is, I would say, a revelation, in a way.
I had always thought of the game's dialogue.
But yeah, it does get repetitive, especially since you need to go through the same things very often to achieve different endings.
I always thought it did. But
Or even worse, when you need to just
dear,
explore.
awful men
I wouldn't say it's first few minutes, but you have like an hour of actively doing, maybe like half an hour, no, close to an hour, of active content, and then you have another hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours,
Perhaps the Stanley
where
Parable
almost half of it is gonna be just repetitive content.
was remembered.
Game is not perfect, but it doesn't need to be, nothing is. Oh, something else?
What's this
10
one to
hours.
say?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a parable of something, but listen to that patronizing voice droning. That isn't fun.
Long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
A skip button!
A skip button. Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today. And it's
I would
always been
love to
mine.
get skip button in Genshin.
For the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Skip button in Stanley Parable, I think it would ruin the whole purpose of the game, right? Like, if there's a skip button, there's nothing to skip, in my opinion. I mean, it won't hurt, right? So people who don't want to use it won't use it, but I feel like if you want to skip something here, you might as well just not play the game, because it's you're gonna be skipping stuff that is the essentials of the game, right? Like, you can't be playing the game not like, imagine just disabling narrator. This game is gonna be nothing, right? Without narrator. So why would you need to skip? Well, okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped.
Still love Stanley Parable, to be honest. I like it too. I like it a lot.
And I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on.
As I said,
on,
it's
no.
it's not a bad game.
Is a game for the people.
It's not
And if
perfect,
people want
but it's not
silence,
bad.
then
It's
by
it's
goodness,
it's
that's
very
what they're going
strong,
to get.
like 7 out of 10 in my opinion.
For me to shut
And it's
up.
not
Go
bad.
ahead and make me shut up.
There are
Here,
definitely
don't
not
pretend
insane
I've just
amount
begun
of
an interminable
games that
monologue, and
can
it
reach
goes
the
something
same. Like,
this.
I would definitely recommend people playing
And
it.
the choices, or what have you, and therefore,
How long is he gonna
by
be
becoming
talking?
it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see,
It's a good game, especially for indie game.
We've eaten too much, and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible
going,
to
though?
manufacture.
It's supposed to be synchronized with my
1,000 years
time.
until just yesterday.
Because
here
it
and there,
isn't.
forward and back, and
But it
never
is
a
going
moment before lunchtime.
forward.
It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many
I
billions
wanna
there's
see.
until so much more than forever ago?
How
Which
long
is
is he
why
gonna
I
talk?
say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it
Is it cycle?
so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah.
It is okay. It is a loop.
It can't be just yet. No.
Okay. Hello.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back.
You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was
Is he gonna be upset if we just keep talking?
Of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you.
I'm pretty sure game wants us to just keep skipping, right?
Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Not about
That is to say,
the will be,
if by
but yeah.
articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being. Then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been? Making
No,
every
that's
choice which
nonsense.
you've ever given
Okay,
your good
fine.
gift of mortal. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
How
I can't
many
wait to see
more
what Cookie 9
we can
will
just
say
skip?
about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
Is their actual nickname? Imagine if that person plays it. I mean, pretty sure people who didn't like the game won't play the new, unless they see the gameplay of it,
Perhaps
like,
that would have been the smart thing to
somewhere on
check
YouTube
before I
maybe,
went about this
and
whole
then want to
exercise
experience
of
it
making the
again.
skip button.
Or just see
Although I
them
have to imagine that
being
after
mentioned
seeing
in the
such
game.
new
That would be
technology at
fun.
work, surely whoever
Imagine.
it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation.
Isn't it already
I
possible
think that's
to
quite right.
edit review?
Or
I'm pretty
perhaps
sure it's not
possibly
edit,
grant
but
this
just
particular
post a new
user
one.
the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of
Okay,
purity.
subtitles are gone. Oh wait, what? Am I supposed to skip to when he starts talking again? Hello? Was I supposed to skip till this moment? Why it just stopped? Hey? Well, okay. Let's keep till he starts
Welcome
talking.
back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That
The door
last
is
one-
gone.
Well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Is it exponential?
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about.
You went silent. What am I supposed to do?
I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay, fine.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
I don't know. Where is the door?
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
There was.
I'm quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
So shall
I
we
don't
just keep
think one
pressing the
can enter a
button?
room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere?
I see a vent. That probably is outside.
Sufficiently large crack in the wall. I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on.
Playing New Year as I listen and I lost 10 out of 10
To go
coin
anywhere
tosses.
Other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
Well,
I swear there was.
it's
Where did it go?
technically lucky enough. You have only 1 in 1024 chances to...
Is there any possibility
Forget
you could,
that.
say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
I can try.
I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind.
Great
I can work
one.
with any kind of door, as long as it can open and lead from one room to another.
Have a great
I'm going to step away for just a
proposal.
moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door.
If
I don't know how exactly to
this is exponentially, we can eventually get one button to skip like a year or like hundreds of years, and this will just die to corrosion, right?
Please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button.
How long?
Yes, good. I'll be right back.
He's not gonna be right back. He's not fine.
Stanley!
Yay! Hello!
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Where's my door?
You've just been frozen there.
Have you found the
I don't
door?
know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
It's been 12 hours. Have you found the door?
Is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley.
So what do you propose to do then?
There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
We'll be
I have
lost in
no
time,
idea how
definitely.
long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
So,
I can't control anything.
I'm gonna press the button,
I can't
and
touch
you
it,
better
and I
find
have to believe.
an
I have
exit
to know that
when I come
sooner
back,
or
okay?
later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again.
That's the
Why would
only
you?
option. This time I'm not gonna be
Oh, Stanley,
waiting.
you're back.
Oh god,
Back.
everything is black.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak to.
Electricity's going
And I
out.
think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Yeah,
Would you
technically.
think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
It's fun how,
It
you
isn't
know,
the same at all.
like,
it isn't even
it's
close,
pretty much
because
the-
I know
the
you
problem,
can't
right?
hear me once you push that button.
we...
That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to
We
be a
are
vessel
skipping
through which my
him because
words were
he is...
moving.
Oh, the
It was
plan died.
vessel I needed,
Because he's
Stanley.
talking too much,
Now
right?
comes not the
But
story.
because
None
we
of that
are
matters anymore. I'll give it all up.
so long
I'll give up every branching path. I'll
away.
burn my story to the ground. One single thing
The-
I need, and God, I can see now that I
He-
need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These
He
words
just
that I'm saying,
got
I
even
need to
more and
know
more
you
than
can
needs
hear me,
to talk,
because maybe,
and
Stanley,
we
maybe
are back and he talks even more each time, and we want to skip even more.
It means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction.
Yeah,
I was
right.
scared of that all along.
Fine. We'll see you next time. It should be like
Oh,
a few months, right?
you're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything.
Each time
we've
it's
been
from
through. I've had
12,
so
it went to
much
7
time.
days. 12
I
hours to 7 days.
stopped
So it's 14 times more.
Sat down in one place
So it
and
should be
for one
about
entire
3
day.
months this
Let me
time.
describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
And it's
I felt nothing at all but
still...
regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days,
Still taught you nothing.
I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when
Man, it's
that
been so
feeling had
long, you
begun
still
to
couldn't
subside,
find me an
what
exit from
took
this.
place is what I can only describe as
Where
the
is
collapse of every
light
moment
coming
I've
from?
ever experienced my entire life. All of them.
Good thing
collapsed
Vanda
down
still
into a
is
single
working.
instant. In that
Okay, it's been a couple months.
see myself
This time it should be a couple
calm,
years,
with a
right?
collected heart. It was
Like 4 years or so. Next time it's gonna be a couple decades. Oh look, he left. Okay, good. So it's been a couple years, couple decades, then it's gonna be several centuries. And over several centuries, this is gonna get destroyed by corrosion, right? So this is decades. What is that? Bomb? Alarm clock? Am I sleeping? Okay, now it's probably gonna get slowly
But they didn't
distracted.
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where
Still
are the
here.
Jokes? Where are the jokes they
It's been a couple
They screamed,
centuries.
They gnashed their teeth and said, "Entertain us." It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart. The
He doesn't
words
even
that they are
care about
speaking
us
to the
anymore, right?
world,
Okay,
as though there were no
this is gonna be
consequences.
couple thousands of years. God, this thing is very cool designed. It's not even... Oh, it's a cooldown. Interesting. Now it has to be start getting destroyed.
The end is never 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 the
Been
end.
thousands of years, man.
Never the end.
Oh, it's been tens of thousands of years at this point, right? Why is it still not getting destroyed?
End is never the
Outside world doesn't
end
exist.
is never the end is never the end.
Corrosion doesn't exist. Electricity went off, but corrosion does. The global warming got to us. The Antarctica and Antarctica both just melt, and now wherever we were, absolutely flooded everything, and now it's leaking, and we're gonna probably die next time we press the button. Well, what can we say? On the bright side, it's probably gonna get destroyed, but since so much time is getting skipped, we are probably gonna be dead. But whatever. Let's see. On the bright side, global warming took what? Several hundreds of thousands of years to reach. That's good odds. Oh. Oh! Look, the exit. Somehow it didn't kill us, but I still can't get out. God, this facility is extremely strong. Oh look, it's been so long that physics laws don't exist anymore. Cool. Okay, just a bit more and it's gonna get destroyed fully. Oh, stuff started growing. Okay, maybe it's not exponentially growing actually. Or maybe it has different, because it should have been more destroyed, right? At this point it should have been tens of millions of years past each press, but I guess no. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe we skipped for several civilizations and started like growing again, and now we skip it, and it's just a total darkness and everything's dead. Okay. It's pretty scary. Am I an abyss at this point? Oh. It's finally dead. Okay. Great. Corrosion finally got to it after... I guess corrosion got to everything. Literally everything got reduced to dust. Global warming was slow this time around. Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, global warming probably wouldn't get to us as long as we live, you know, the regular amount of time. But yeah, it's definitely supposed to be a lot faster than this. Okay, cool though. What am I looking for? Memories don't exist anymore, I guess. How long has it been? Oh. Never is the end is never the end is never the end. And back we are.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much.
Okay, so that was the ending, right? Okay, but there's no way it's all the new content. It could have been ish, but I don't think it is. This is new content, yeah. New content, alright.
You notice my sign?
I have.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
New content, okay, great. I was started getting scared that it's actually may have been, because that one seemed like actual new content, but it still would have been lacking, in my opinion. Okay, yeah, great. To the elevator we go.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Exactly.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content.
There's a lot of new stuff, don't worry, okay. That's great to
Take
hear.
this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further, which is why
Is Ultra
I'm very
Mega
proud to
Deluxe?
announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, yeah, why... I really don't understand why they didn't call it 2. I guess because they wanted to include both
Yes,
parts.
you see, isn't this
2,
far superior to a
4,
measly
2, 7.
re-release with a few
Never is never the
minor
end
additions?
again.
Featuring a new territory
Right.
will cover with a fully fledged sequel, an entirely new experience built from the ground up.
I like seeing all
Why
this
so many
source
possibilities?
textures.
It could go in so many different directions. This
Isn't
what
it
fans
weird
have
seeing these
truly
kind of
been
textures
asking
in like modern games, right? But I guess it's because they didn't want to port the old, and I'm not even sure if Source 2 or anything else has easily accessible like tools to port the old content to new. But yeah, these kind of textures were here back in like Half-Life times. Investor Showcase. Investor!
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier.
I'm not an
than
investor,
Ultra
but
Deluxe, don't you
I can invest my time.
Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic
Dude.
statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams
Color
progress
red,
and
leverage,
innovation
holistic
and
value,
long-term
exactly.
franchising
Synergy,
potential.
break approach, more TSP, better TSP. What the hell is TSP? A bunch Parable with 2 red things. Thanks for attending my meeting, greats. Yeah, a nice PowerPoint presentation. I love it.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing
Number
for
2
it.
chat.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting
There's a bunch of 2s, I love it.
the game will sort of
This
naturally
way to the
spring up
show
around them.
floor.
It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features, where? Is it gonna be another jump circle? Are they gonna reset my jumps? Because I used 6 of them. I want all 36 back.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new
The basket. Yeah, I heard about it. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Oh, my name. Are they gonna ask for my name first, or how's it gonna work?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of
Too big,
course,
too small,
the
just right.
obvious answer
I would
is
say
they
it can be a
want to
little smaller, but it's fine.
individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the
Hey, of course, no
person
way
playing
it's
the
gonna.
game. Isn't that wonderful?
It's gonna tell my name. It's gonna say like name or something. The name or their name. I don't know. No. Okay.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the
I
final game,
do
this button
feel
will
all of a
say
sudden
Dog,
like a Jim.
whatever name that is. Here, let's have you
I
roleplay as Jim.
feel
to
like
really
it's being.
simulate the full experience
I've been
of
lied all my
Just play along. I
life.
promise you'll love it.
I'm
Okay,
Jim.
Here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I'm
I
Jim.
want you to
I should
imagine
change
yourself
my
living as
bio.
Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Whoa,
Jim.
hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
No, it's me.
We're
It's
doing it
my
again, and
button.
This time, let me finish first.
Jim.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
Jim the
Imagine
racist.
yourself driving
Why
to
the
work.
racist lamp?
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this
No,
button. Why
I'm
don't you go
Jim.
humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on. See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
No, it's my button.
Jim.
I love it. I feel the immersive experience. All this waiting for new content was worth it. And one last time. Yeah. Love it. It's just gonna be a bunch of meaningless, features. Okay, let's see. I want my jump circle back though. Maybe it wasn't the greatest feature, but it was a feature nonetheless.
They would appreciate what I've created here.
Please no screenshots. The whole new. Ooh, red is new. Orange. Orange? Was there orange somewhere? I don't remember. It's in game, right? It is in game. Why though? The new update is ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way. Sequel, new features, new content, new ideas. Right. The button that says name of the player that's playing the game jump. Jump circle, infinite hole. Why? Collectibles. Oh yeah, that's what game needed exactly. Who's that? Collectibles. I mean, actually, I feel like this game could use collectibles. Okay. Oh, that's okay. We don't. Who needs a map anyway? Free new plus easy achievement. Oh, achievement. Where? Will the level receive new achievement? No more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to
the unachievable one.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel. To at last
I wonder if they're actually gonna
have been uproariously demanding this feature.
Fix it. I was thinking,
and I promise it will happen.
Is it actually? No. Oh, that's disappointing. I thought it was actually gonna give me an achievement and gonna be like, haha, see how easy that was that. Fine. Fine, I didn't need any achievements anyway.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The collectibles. Can I get the big collectible? No. Collect them all. Are they actually gonna add collectibles? Can I collect?
Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable,
am I going?
You're
I am.
Around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that
God, this is so far.
For collecting
are those mannequins? Oh God, I don't like it.
Stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, 1 out of 6. There are actually 6 collectibles. Oh, I love it. Oh. The Eternal Darkness, right? We need to find them all.
It really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they
it gives you nothing.
For it. Absolutely.
I mean, collectibles are there just for pleasure of collecting them rather than actually having anything, any meaning. Okay, what about Infinite Hole? Why would you need Infinite Hole? No screenshots, okay?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could
everything
use a bit
seems
of
fine,
decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would
no, I think Get Well Someday would be a good one. Oh. Get Well Someday or Happy 12th Birthday, Stephanie. Let's go with that one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Or actually, Maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
You're a jerk. Are we gonna find more of these somewhere? Merch, right? Wait, no, wait. I want Infinite Hall first. Are there balloons somewhere now? Interesting. So there is no like new endings, but just bunch of new content, I'm guessing, right? Cool. Opening rim depth infinite surrounding area, right? That's a good graph. Infinite hole chart hole depth space more hole infinite exclamation marks. Science more following education use only. What the hell is that? It's actually not too hard to make infinite hole like in game. Just teleports you back. Oh, that's how the hole goes, right? Right. Okay. I'm supposed to go up and jump down?
Stanley,
No.
Here's an idea that I'm truly fond of.
Oh,
It's
really?
never been done
Hole?
before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever.
I'm pretty sure it exists somewhere.
You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Interesting how light just absolutely disappears very, very soon. But I guess do not make your GPU dead. Okay, so am I supposed to jump down? I'm not sure. Hey!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Yeah, pretty
Now,
cool.
Since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport.
Yeah, I am teleporting, you
up to
see?
the top, and we can continue onward. Great.
Okay.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Yeah, it is exactly done like this. Just like teleports you back and forth. Isn't there supposed to be like more to this?
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again?
Is it the same as a broom closet ending? Just
Exactly what you're doing
being
right
stuck
now.
exactly in here.
There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I prepared for you. I really spent
You see
quite a lot of
sometimes
time
the
on this,
circle, the
and I
white
would
circle gets
very much
bigger,
like to show you
and then
some
gets
more.
against smaller.
How about
That's when you teleport, I think.
press that
No,
teleport
wait,
button
it's
again, so we can get back to
it's not getting.
really
Wait, no,
important
it's.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I
Okay,
truly did not
it
believe
was
that
teleporting me
anyone
back and
would
forth, but
stay in
now
the
it
hole
just.
long enough to hit the bottom.
Uh,
No, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep
That was a
enough,
bit
in my
unexpected.
opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling.
Hey,
too
hello,
much.
Blink. Hello,
Maybe
hello.
you're the problem.
How's the day going today?
Things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite?
Almost infinite. Yeah, right.
Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the
Go
hole.
through a bunch
I'll just
of
be up here when you're ready.
useless stuff. Every pause button is a Roman numeral too. Yeah, right. Oh, I can zoom. I forgot. Just the two of us, we can make if we try. Just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I. Why can I walk? Right click apparently walks forwards. Was it always this way? Okay, this gotta work. Well, that's good. You have a nice evening to enjoy. I'm doing great too. Thanks for asking. Just got her division 19 in the cup after organizing 9 tournaments matches versus Ignite. Well, at least you got there. I think I left somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I started somewhere. I went up to. Then I decided to climb. Then I encountered the the situation I told you about, and then I deleted the game. So well. I think I'm gonna go down.
Oh, for heaven! You see, I was right. The problem is you.
The problem is
The
me.
problem is that you like holes
That's a
too
song?
much.
There's a two of us? Is it really?
A normal person
Oh.
would have said, "Yep, that's an infinite hole.
I mean, cool.
There goes on forever till the end of time."
That they
Don't need
know
to see it all, but not you.
it exists.
Oh, no. You have a weird sort of. Oh, did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
I'm pretty sure
I couldn't
it's
help but
the
feel like
same,
you
but
spent a little less
it just teleports you
time
for
than you did
less.
before. I mean, admittedly, I did.
Then your rage create due to runic, yep. Due to runic and then due to absence of runic.
Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Which... Oh, gee,
And
okay.
I'm positively thrilled.
Yay!
So much, gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
This time it didn't teleport me at all, I think.
Hey, yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect
The initial
I'm
one was
starting
pretty
to
deep,
get
but this
to the point where
one...
it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley,
Someone
I
needs
have
to
no
gig
explanation
more.
for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Sure. It's gonna get to the point where it's just gonna be the same level as...
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt.
Oh.
Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even. How is this still appealing to you? I know
Yay!
you're obsessed with holes.
I'm
but
in the
this depth,
hole!
I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do.
I think this is like a broom closet ending.
When you're ready to move on.
Sure, the next ban list are gonna ban Fontaine. They better. Like, unless it becomes absolutely unplayable, I just don't wanna face it anymore. It's actually gonna just be the same level as the floor. It doesn't work.
Is the teleport button not working?
No.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
It doesn't.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose.
Why? You see the thing, if I press forward and then I press backwards at the same time,
Stanley, you couldn't bear to
I'm
be
just
away
staying at
from
the
the
same
hole, and now
point,
you'll get more
right?
tired
But if
than
I
you
press
could
right
ever
click,
have
it goes
asked.
forward, and if I
So
press
wins are
backwards,
everyone.
it doesn't
You'll
stop.
get to be with the hole,
Is it like
like you
sprinting?
do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
No, I don't think
I
so.
hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I mean, it's fine. I like calls anyway. No, you're obsessed with holes, right? Oh. As smart people said, if there is a hole, there is a goal, so... Is it gonna go down? It is going down. Why? Such a random thing. It's going down! The whole... The prophecy has been fulfilled! The chosen one came to the hole. Here we are. The moment you've all been waiting for. Change the perspective. Oh! Stanley looks different. Look at his face. Can I go back in first person though? Change the perception. It's the music, but yeah. Oh god, I slightly missed the beat. Let's go next music. Eh. Yeah, all this suck. Can I go back? What do you mean change your reality? It's a filter? Oh god. It's as if I'm not going down anymore. God. Oh yeah. Change yourself. It's reversed. Can I go back to normal music? Jammer, yeah. I wanna change myself. Oh! I'm the Transformer. Oh, I'm upside down. I was like, what the what the hell? The puppies. Oh, look at him. That's the guy.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
What?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into...
You ruined my reality. What the hell? I was changing everything.
It's so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up?
No.
Really, truly focused on the whole.
I want to experience it fully. Imagine you have like a vivid, a lucid dream,
all of them. Stay alert, Stanley.
and then somebody wakes you up. This is the worst thing. Have a great dream and then you just get awakened by a freaking alarm. This is the worst thing ever. Stanley built like a Chad. He is the true Chad. Okay, that's the Infinite Hole ending. Oh, okay, now that's where
Go on, try out
a restart's point is. Okay, gym. Oh, this changed. It said. Didn't it say before the button that says the player's name? Yeah, look at this. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game, but now it says just a button that says gym, no? I need to experience this again, though.
Jim.
Oh.
Jim. Jim.
This is like a drug. I need to stop doing that. Okay, what else? What else is there that we haven't seen? There's still a bucket apparently somewhere, but I can't find it. I mean, it's probably there, right? Let's go find the bucket. The bucket. Merge though. I mean, I don't like the brain. I saw the new I saw the new content. That one is there. That's good. This t-shirt is the best new feature. Then I think the end is never the end is never the end without again would actually be a cool phrase to print on the shirt. I saw the new content is like more like a meme, but this never is never the end. People who played Stanley Parable would know where this is from. What's here? Oh, it's the way. Let's go to the bucket last. I want to check the rest first. Oh wait. No, I checked everything, right? Yeah, because this goes exactly where you start. I'm pretty sure I've seen everything here. Yeah, okay. Time to go to the bucket then. The bucket. Have you been spoiled of the buckets? I heard about buckets that it's like a part of the game, and apparently It's
engendered a chaotic sense of
a big, I think, part of the game or something like that. I don't know exactly what it does and what the hell a bucket is, but I know that it's important.
I engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket,
The
a sense of
bucket.
calm and ease
Why
will fill your
bucket?
mind.
Why not like a plushie toy or something? Why not a puppy? A cat? Why bucket? Why not a puppy in the bucket?
Even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace.
Open
of
it! I want the
cognitive
bucket.
dissonance while the bucket is
Good,
in your
good,
hands.
okay.
And to be honest,
I'm
it's a
scared.
much
Oh,
more
is there something wrong with
convenient
it?
solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
Exactly.
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
The bucket.
Can you feel it?
What was the laugh for?
Even in the face of crushing
The
despair,
comforts.
must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can
I
I say
love
that I
it.
do believe the bucket lends you an air of
Can I put
charisma.
an infinite hole in
I think
there?
that just holding it has made you the
And like
slightest bit more
button
attractive.
that says gym on top of it? That would be just the best experience ever.
All this
I really don't need anything else. Just infinite hole inside of there so I can just put my foot in there and enjoy it. And gym so I can be pressing it. Oh, I can go back. Wait, now what? Haven't I seen everything?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
No, but I'm sure this would be the one.
Already.
Oh, there's an exit. Maybe I'm supposed to go to the exit. Let's see the map. Wait, really? Jump circle? Where's jump circle? I'm here. So it's behind us? Infinite hole is K. Okay, so it's like there? Jump circle! Wait, no! They didn't reset my
I
jumps.
actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Why only theory? I love jump circle. Let's give the rest 20, just in case. Okay, what else? Jump circle. This this map. Free achievement that's not free. The banner says the name of the player. Yeah, the gym. Merge settings. Oh, settings world champion. Okay, what else? Stanley Parable bucket. Yeah, I got this. Office decorations. I haven't seen office decorations. It's near setting world champion, so I'll find it. Epilogue. It's on the other side. Collectibles. Okay, so office decorations, epilogue, and settings. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So Infinite Hall. Office decorations. Wait, what? Where is settings world champion? I need that. What? Wait. This is where we are. Go outside there and like there is epilogue. Go outside and there. Oh, I see. Office decorations are balloons. Okay, yeah. What's here though? Is this door that I can open? Here's office settings champion. Is there something in settings? Language, subtitles, accessibility, content warnings. You can actually skip something. Reduce motion. It doesn't really bother me yet. Toggle auto walk. One-handed. What the hell is that? What does that mean? Okay, yeah, I don't see anything here apart. Interesting. There is nothing really specific. Well, I guess no settings, championship. Okay, what else am I missing? Settings, office decorations, epilogue. Oh, epilogue. I'm not sure where epilogue is. Like here, from this, it's exit. Is that the epilogue? Gotta go. Well, it was nice having you here. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. What are these? Just some decorations.
Right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
No, I
Ready to
haven't
move
seen
on now?
settings championship. Where is that? An epilogue. Go and find it. The map doesn't help. No screenshots. Okay. The bucket though. The bucket is MVP. It even allowed me to take it with
what
me.
Do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
I
Yes,
do,
know
especially
some
Infinite
effective
Hole,
games
Button,
don't
Gym,
how
and
exactly
Bucket.
these
Those are my
features all come
favorite.
Together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
As I said, just put Infinite Hole in the bucket and Gym Button on top of it.
Here it is.
It's gonna work just
I give
great.
you the Stanley Parable 2.
Jump circle reset though.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
Now
sort
the
of-
bucket as well. 1 collectible,
Hold
2
on, let me do a
collectibles,
different
3,
arrangement.
4.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about it.
There's supposed to be
Here we go.
5th as well.
Version 2.
Epilogue. Okay.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
The jump circle with Infinite Hole in it. Oh god.
Up to anything.
It allows you
I
even
wanted
to
more
jump in the
Infinite
hole.
Media
That's
sequel that would capture all the
so
magic
good.
of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the
I mean,
original.
yeah. Like
Wait.
honestly,
Maybe that's it. I can take the
Y-
original Stanley Parable and simply
you just put in there
insert
random
a few
stuff.
of my new features into it.
Yeah, just make a jump circle everywhere on the map so I can just randomly jump.
Integrity of the original game.
Wouldn't that be great?
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction,
Ultra Deluxe.
"This is the Stanley Parable 2.
It's gonna change the name of the game.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
It does. I actually do like the layout. The background looks creepy, but I like the layout. I really do like the layout. But I guess the initial went with the original one because, well, to do it like canon. Okay, begin the game. How many more are there?
This is the story.
Okay, what is
of
going?
man named
Give me a second. I need to turn on the lights in the room.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through
Hello.
a monitor on his desk.
I saw balloons. Did they actually add balloons and not the ones I picked as well?
What order? This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrenching, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
So where is jump circle gonna come?
And then one day, something very
And bucket
material,
and
something that
Jim
would
as
forever
well.
change Stanley.
Why it
Something he
says
would never quite
Stanley
forget.
instead of like Jim?
He had been at his
Oh,
desk
the other way around.
when he realized that not
Why it
one
says
single
Jim instead of like
had arrived on the monitor for
Stanley?
him to follow.
Stanley,
No one showed
you know?
up to give him instructions.
Cheat
call a
at
meeting, or even say hi.
balloons.
Never in all his years at the
I
company,
mean, Get Well
had
Someday
this
is also not
this
bad.
complete
It was my original
Something
choice,
was
but
very
another
clear
one
wrong.
just bought me with
Shocked,
knees.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is the
All his
version
co-workers were gone.
where we can see new endings, right?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
That's it? Yeah, new content isn't here.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. These are new. New dialogues. Is something gonna change? How am I gonna... That was me, I'm sorry. How am I gonna know that...
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd...
Maybe
found
the
answers.
bucket is gonna be like a check for new endings, you know? Oh, that's where bucket is supposed to go. Right, put it here.
Stanley, can you feel it?
Yeah, the
broom
bucket.
closet, it wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as
Yes,
clear as day
I
this broom
do.
closet
That's exactly
believes
what
it
I
deserves the bucket.
said
I can really feel it now.
when I
It's
went
a
in.
bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders.
I don't know, I'm really trying to not give it my bucket.
This is your companion and lifelong friend.
So, yeah, maybe bucket is gonna be like a check for
Name calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has
for
sunk
different
that it
endings.
has to resort
Does
to
it
this
mean I need
stream
to
of petty
visit
insults
every single
simply in order
ending
to get
again?
you to
And it's
hand
gonna be
over the
different?
bucket?
It's actually not gonna be the
I
most
never
exciting
liked this
thing
broom
if
closet
that's
for a
the...
variety of reasons. But even
that's the
this is
case.
worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same
No,
sort
it's
of
not.
kinship
Is he trying to
towards
just
any
get us
inanimate
out of
object
broom
which
closet
happened
because
today in
he's
your path
traumatized
in an even partially enticing manner? Well,
by
I
last
never.
experience?
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Yeah,
Expand
you
on the wide
suck, broom
variety of
closet.
experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
Yeah, that would
Share your
be a
journal
problem.
entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
You suck. Again.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once
A
and
gun?
for all. Here we go. There.
Oh, a sticker! Property of Stanley. I like how it's
Take a hike, broom closet.
deformed
All the
slightly.
meandering philosophical diatribes about the
That's
nature of cleaning
my
supplies
bucket.
and their relationship to broom closets. in
Is it
the
gonna stay
natural order
forever
of
or only
things.
for this? Because I don't want to visit broom closet each time. But I do like a
I've got a second
sticker.
sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see,
Sticker with bucket!
because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing
How did
you're
he put
holding
a
is bucket or
new
not,
sticker
you can
beneath the
look down at
previous
sticker and
one?
say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Yeah, for example? I wanna stay here until he just
I've
gives
accepted
up.
the name calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Actually, the sound was as if he is just standing up and just went somewhere. So is that it? With dialogues of the broom closet? I like the stickers. I mean, not necessarily the one with Bucket, but Property of Stanley, yeah, that one was pretty good. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Upstairs, right. Bathroom changed? Oh, the collectible!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley
There are
figurines.
4
Remember,
more!
no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
That's good
You can't
enough.
buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these
I forgot they added
figurines.
those. That's cool. Money is in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Great. Okay. So, maybe another one. What? I can't accept. That's a shame. The elevator isn't available. Okay, so I can go. Can I trick this and go out?
Stepping
No!
into the manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
Okay.
to discover not an indication of any human life.
2, 8,
Crushed by the weight of this
4,
revelation,
5, right?
Stanley may have, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
The
Was
bucket.
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, another one!
Another
There are so
Stanley
many. Well,
figurine. This
only half of them
there
left.
really must be a snappier name for these things. What about
Mini Stanley. Yeah, exactly.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Mini
Yes,
stands. I like
and
mini
like
stands.
that,
No, no, no.
another Stanlerine under your belt.
No, go with mini Stan. Stanley sounds awful. Okay. I need to see an actual difference in. I mean, the thing that we already experienced might be all the content, but there must be something more, right?
Plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Again, I'm not entirely sure
Could do to keep himself together
if this is all of it,
Bucket,
and just, you know,
soothing him,
new dialogues with Bucket.
reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket
It would
is
be
here,
rather like
Stanley.
better as an
Everything
update
will be fine.
to the game instead of releasing a new game. So I still think there is more.
Stanley and the bucket walk straight ahead through the large
Let's
door
go to
with
escape.
Mind control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Oh, it's fine. We'll reset anyway. Eventually.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a
To
very
their
painful death
yeah,
for each of them.
the death. It was a very, very long path. The painful death. Here I go. Hey, here we are. Oh. Yep, the painful death, here it is. It is an escape of a sort.
Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise. Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use
Can
is
you
a
go
sense
there?
of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought
Oh.
to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
See you in heaven.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly
Narrating the
through
narrator.
enormous metal jaws.
Yeah, that's what this was about before as well.
The bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
This was like a
It's
death
true that
room
all
before,
buckets are raised
showing
into
you
their
all
own
the
glory,
assets that we use in
this
game
one
and
stood
stuff.
above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Where's my bucket? The bucket. Welcome you to the grand exhibit. You are saying the press. Okay, I'm not reading all this.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for
Bucky
his
with
own?
two
Can
handles.
you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far
Okay,
more
so
noble
25.
than
No, there's no
Stanley will ever
25.
be in
There is a
his
lot more than 25 buckets. Photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on the camera. Photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. This is not 25. Don't lie to me. There's like hundreds of them. Okay. So yeah, instead of just being a usual dev room, they've Stanley just a room about buckets. Sweet bucket analogy. Okay. Where's my bucket though? Cave drawing it. People using bucket
No
before.
man can own a bucket.
Realize
And
how to
certainly not a
use
bucket as dazzling to behold
how to
as
work with
this one.
iron
It
or
is
any
man who
other
should
metal.
kneel before the bucket.
A hand bucket. Oh, still can't jump really. Oh, I can fall. Is it infinite hole? Oh, I hope it is. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. The distance inevitability is for our own good. Can I, like, jump not in the hole? Oh, okay. I take the bucket and I fall. Yeah, right. Smart.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
No, don't.
Reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place.
Not the bucket though. Bucket is gonna get trashed as well.
A new vision of the
Interesting. Okay, I guess let's go over endings. I hope at least they're gonna be like different, more significantly than just, because so far this one is the same. It just yeah, different dialogues, different pictures, but ending itself is the same.
And a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Let's go.
This was not the correct way
Let's
to
go
leave.
check
Stanley had
the line, adventure line, the confusion ending,
Employee lounge
the one we've
was
seen
simply
today
a place
already.
to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
There's
there
also a secret whiteboard ending which you can run and get. We'll probably get it eventually. It's a matter of
and so the two of them detoured
of
from the
RNG.
maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
You just need to have to get a certain chance of
Stanley, I'm
spawning
glad you
in the
found your way
new.
here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
This is different. Okay, yeah, this is significantly different. Broom claws, we care about you, Stanley.
You see,
Okay,
your
this is
friends and I are
from
concerned for
Baby
you, Stanley.
ending where you need
We've
to
come
play it for
together
5
here to
hours,
care
or you
about
can
you
just let
very
it die.
much.
This is from
Bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
fully not following
Bucket
directions
isn't even
ending.
from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic
broom closet,
characters from
yeah.
the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes.
Yeah,
not this
exactly.
bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the
Adventure Line
go somewhere
TM.
new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
This guy, this ending or this route, I guess, reminds me of ending with this, the mannequin. He's saying like, oh yeah, we want, you know, the bucket, and there the mannequin was saying like, oh yeah, I want you to stay with me, like my husband, rather than
Look at that wacky line.
going on
Oh,
the work and staying there like forever.
As well.
Yeah, the Adventure Line TM.
Now this
Didn't I
is
break the
what
game last
Stanley
time, though?
Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
He's from
as
broom
classic now as it
closets.
was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more
What a
content
joke.
exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? Bucket? No, Bucket is gonna stay with me.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Bucket Incinerator?
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
It's
I think
even
it'll make a
worse.
wonderful new addition
No.
to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it
Oh, also,
was not in the
sticker
original
stayed.
game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
No, I don't want to
Let me
guess.
Spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket. And then
No.
pop it into the machine.
I love buckets. No. It's my
Now
bucket.
listen to
No.
me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality.
Is
trait.
it?
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of
Okay,
beloved
you know what?
Stanley Parable
Let's
characters?
destroy
Well, you
it.
see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush
Oh, I
buckets
can't.
is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality
Yeah, I
traits.
can't, I
What
can't.
other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom
That's
closet?
not even
Certainly
an
not.
option, okay.
I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay,
The Bucket Destroyer.
is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it.
I
We can't get
tried.
back to the
I
classic
tried. Stanley took
Parable
over.
characters Like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you
Adventure
crush
Line
that damn
TM.
bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and.
Oh god. I tried. It seems like a choice actually, but well, I guess it makes sense that it isn't. What's that? Is it the Bucket Destroyer?
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you. Tell such.
You could have destroyed
spellbinding
so
stories
many
about you.
buckets,
All of
but
it's squandered now. Goodbye.
it's all
new
gone
friend.
now. What about me and the bucket?
Time that
Are
you were
we
here,
alive?
You were magnificent.
That's it? That's the ending? That was a lot faster than the Lion one. Okay. So yeah, I guess they just replaced all the endings with new ones, which is technically a lot of new content, but it's not completely new, right?
The confusion and the chaos
Because the
all
choices
seemed
are
to
the
melt
same.
away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
But that
Stanley
means we
touched the
probably get
bucket
over
with his
most of them
chest
today.
And entered the door on his left.
Let's see what happens if you just follow completely. Yeah, but you see where it starts getting repetitive. You're doing the same things. Oh, how we can find them. Boredom text. So how? Missions. Oh, it gives you hints where a large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere with both red and blue. Both red and blue, I think I know where it is. Is this some kind of game? This must be a point to this. 5. They just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. Lol, looks like 9. What? 427, haha. Oh, yeah, it's like Stanley. Okay, large room, lots of boxes. I'm not sure about that one. Stairs, there are a lot of stairs. Red and blue, I think I know. And it's actually... No, it's not here. Well...
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
It's
If I
sad.
did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Sad. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
I
walked
want
upstairs
to
the boss's
escape
office.
the boss office. Pretty sure that's possible. Oh, the elevator. Did something change here? Going down this time. Dun 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 dun. Stanley. No, everything seems to be the same. I actually used to think that it may actually work, but yeah, I guess no.
Stepping in.
Yep, everything closed. Still can go in the bathroom though. Okay, let's see. I don't remember what this ending was. Like, I genuinely don't remember. I just remember that it was possible, but that's it. Oh, I think I do remember. Good luck. Oh, thank you. Good luck. Trust the completionist instinct. Oh, I sure will. This actually, I think, leads to one place with a lot of stairs. Going all the way back to our cabinet, and on the right of that is gonna be a new door, I think. Yeah, this one. Internal darkness, but actually leads to escape. You're now leaving. I am now leaving. Okay, so this is the stairs I can think of, right? What actually happens if you go down? Okay, you just can't. Elevator doesn't work, so the only way to go is up. Okay, but these are the stairs, right? Surely collectible is supposed to be somewhere here, right? Something to do with stairs. It's like such a wide hint. Like, which stairs? There are stairs to... Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to go down from boss office and I can find it there. Maybe those stairs. These are also stairs. Not here, though. Okay, how long up I need to go? Can we get to 69? Just 10 more. I'm guessing at certain point one of the doors are gonna be open. Oh, escape pod launch bay. It's just 60. And now eternal darkness. Oh, I love it. That's the way to tell if you're actually going. Yeah, since it's going down. Oh. Hey, escape pod. We are sacrificing. Can we just escape together? What's happening? Is it like crying? Is that why it gets darker? See the insides? It changes colors. No, I guess it's just different weird shadows. There's plenty of room. Well, I guess only the bucket gets away. What about us? Do we go back? No, just achieve the ending. Interesting. Okay, let's check another stairs.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
There was also this thing.
A single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
You could like climb out, but like doing this, and you can go out. But can I do it with buckets? Because without bucket is gonna be the same problem, right? Oh, where's the buckets? Is it gone, really? No way. I have probably so much stuff not opened yet. Where's my bucket? Oh, is it the continuation of the same? this different? A little?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Where's my bucket? Nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. Okay, yeah. So this is a bathroom. It's a sequel exhibit. Yeah, nearby a fireplace. It wasn't really nearby a fireplace, but it was close-ish.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be...
Yeah, so this is the continuation of the original broom closets.
Please take your time.
No, thank you. Okay, so maybe I'm supposed to go down. Because this is stairs, right?
To his boss's office.
I hear it. Yep.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
No, I think mini stands would be so great.
That you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1.
Yeah, I want to collect them
I'm
all.
sure it will come to me.
There's actually nothing gonna happen when I collect all of them.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Where's
But given
buckets?
He had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
Competitive economy. 1, 2, B, 4. Why B? Why not
And then something occurred
3?
to Stanley.
Oh, is this a 3?
To himself, maybe I
But
am
also
all of my co-workers
just
been
lying in there.
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley
exactly.
pondered this,
They're
he began
probably
to make
somewhere
other strange
here.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Well,
Doors closed
that's an interesting
automatically
question.
wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah,
"No," Stanley said to
I'm going in a
himself,
circle.
"This is all too strange. This can't be real." And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm
I hope-
dreaming!" he yelled.
I hope
"This is
Bucket
all a
is gonna get
dream."
back.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
There's
His
no way
co-worker
actually
went
escape pod
naturally.
helped it, and
He wasn't going to
I
lose
locked
his
myself
job.
out all the new content doing that. It's gonna be a very, very
I'll
unfortunate.
wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh no,
He imagined
oh, I'm
himself soaring through
floating.
space on a magical star field, and it too appeared.
Oh, I'm barely
It was
floating,
so
I'm like
much
slightly.
fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was
I
he
remember
gonna make
you were
himself
flying
lucid?
way
And then perhaps the
further up
strangest
before,
question of them
but
all
it stopped you
entered
from
Stanley's
entering doors.
One, he was amazed
So I guess
he
that's
hadn't
why they
asked himself sooner.
didn't do this
Why
this
is there
time.
a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
No, it's just you, Stanley. You're a bit weird.
how could it be? Was Stanley
Yeah, I'm
simply
again
deceiving
walking.
himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
Interesting.
responsibility for
You
himself?
used to actually like
Stanley
fly, and then you
right
just
now
abruptly
as he'd
fall.
ever been in his life.
Not anymore?
Now,
Interesting,
hearing the
why?
voice speak these words was
I
quite
wouldn't
a
say it
shock
was
to Stanley.
bad, necessarily.
After all,
The only problem was
he
that you couldn't
certain beyond a
keep
doubt that this was in fact a dream.
just running back and
The voice could
forth.
see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago. How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
How exactly?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool
Does it
breeze of
actually, would it
blanket on his
actually
skin,
work? I don't think it
the
would.
press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Sometimes sometimes if something like really, really weird and bad happens in a
I'm thrilled
dream,
with this dream.
I wish it to be
I,
over.
I made suddenly realize,
Let
like,
me go
oh,
back to my
wait,
job.
no, this is
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
too dumb. No, it
Please.
can't be happening. This is
It's
too
all I
bad.
want.
And then
I
I
want
like
my
realized that I'm
apartment
sleeping.
and my wife.
And I'm like in a
and my
very weird
dog.
situation in between
All I want
lucid
is
dreaming
my
and actually
life
waking up. I'm like,
exactly
what the
way
hell?
it's always been. My life is normal.
So I
am
guess
normal.
just thinking like, oh yeah, that's a
Everything
dream,
will be
and actually
fine.
waking up. It did work a couple
I
times in my
am
life.
Okay.
No, you're not. Go back.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
No, Stanley.
Everything went black.
Ah,
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
oh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day,
The
her
stroke
walk was
hit him.
interrupted by the body of a
Got
man
him.
who had stumbled through town.
Oh,
talking
thank you
and
for the follow.
screaming to
Thank you. I
himself,
really
then
appreciate it.
collapsed dead
Welcome
on
to the stream.
sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Exactly.
And in that moment,
You
she
are the
thought to
most sane
herself how
person
lucky she was
out
to be
here,
normal.
Mariella.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real.
You know, it
and
makes me
what
wonder,
isn't.
are there actually like
It
people
was
who are like, oh
comforting to
yeah?
think this, and in a certain way,
Do
seeing
people
this man was a
actually think about some like philosophical
Then she
question
remembered the meeting she
seriously,
had
not just for fun?
the
There's no
very
way, right?
important people whose impressions of
Nobody,
her would affect her
nobody
career.
not realizes that
The rest
it like
of her
doesn't
life.
matter.
She had no time for this.
All
So
the
it was
stuff
only
like
a moment that
that
she
shows in the
stood
movies when
staring
people
down
start
at the
questioning everything,
and
it
then
just
she turned and ran.
there's some Russian subtitles if it's not difficult. I'm from Russia and I don't understand English very well. Well, I mean, I would be glad to, but most of the audience watching is English speaking people, so I would want, well, to have subtitles for them and, well, for me as well. So I'm sorry, I... Wait, first of all, yeah, I was just seeing if there is maybe an option to display several ones, but well, unfortunately it's not, and I do want to see English subtitles on the screen, so I'm really sorry, but yeah, I can't.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
On the bright side, the bucket is back.
Stanley clutched the
I'm not
bucket
really sure why
tightly
was it gone, because
and
I
bolted the door on its
sent it out on the safe pod. Okay, where? Somewhere with red and blue, etc. Yeah, I think it's here.
This was not the
I think I
correct
know
way to
where
leave.
the other collectible is.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place.
I'm
to
not too
be.
sure,
And here it was.
but I have a general idea. I don't remember anywhere else both red and blue.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, so
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go.
What
to
happens
the
if I
meeting
go-
room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Yes, go there. Go to the
oh,
cargo lift.
I think this is how you're supposed to get here. Not how I got going around, right? You just climb this and jump down. Interesting. Okay, but is this the one that I was looking for?
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anglerines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one.
Figler
And then
Anglerines.
the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have.
There is both
And now
a red and
we have
blue,
none.
very
You can't go back
close
when
to
you
this
had no
place.
Figler Anglerines.
So it
None of us
might have
can.
been referring to this, but maybe not. It's there. See that door? That's where I thought figurine is. Okay, so I can't really access anything else besides this. And this is technically maybe a different ending from the last time. Maybe not though. Let's see. Oh?
Okay, this is day number 295.
It's different. It's evidence 252.
I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket,
Yeah, the buckets.
the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time.
I like how they're hyping up the bucket.
No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down.
They could have went for something more reasonable.
Make
Buckets.
sense.
They could have gave me a
There's
stick
no
though.
explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this
I mean, he
bucket
was wrong,
is in my
right?
arms.
Game does
Why everything feels so.
seem different. I mean, it is different with bucket.
What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Right, monetize. Release a new game of it.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour.
Are you gonna be
with the
jealous
bucket.
that other people use your bucket too, though?
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
Oh,
What's that?
somebody got to him.
Who's there?
Screamer? What the hell is Gamborata? Is that a real thing? Google it. Gamborata. Oh, okay. Is a known character in Stanley Parable mentioned in Bucket's version of Out of the Map ending and the Vent ending. Interesting. Okay, so maybe that's that thing. That ending actually was a thing altogether. Oh god. Welcome to Stanley Heaven. Yeah, I remember. Okay, this is the same one, so I'm not even gonna bother. I wanna see if I can do it with Bucket though. I doubt that, but maybe? Meeting today. Figurine Finders Committee. Oh, in the meeting room, right. Okay, take the bucket.
Spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Okay, is this gonna be any different? Let's see. I have a bucket though. It better be something different. I do have a bucket here. The buttons. What if I pressed all of them? I think before they were unpressing them. Yeah, look. Is it even possible, like, physically to press all of them at the same time? I don't think it's possible for human, but maybe for tasks? So I'm guessing this is not gonna end at all. I don't remember the initial ending, but I think it was something similar. Okay. There are sometimes endings that don't actually restart the game itself, so... Oh, is this a whiteboard
All
ending?
of his co-workers were gone. What
It
could mean?
is! Welcome to the
Stanley
whiteboard
decided
ending.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Dog mode. Great, I'm going with it. It's actually not like a fully
Stanley went
ending.
around
There's a
touching
way
every
to,
little thing in the
to
office.
progress.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open.
but there is unfortunately no bucket in here. Nothing interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Okay.
He'd
Smiled.
never been alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Okay, what
Stanley
else
clutched
is
the bucket
there?
tightly to his chest and entered the
Okay, let's
door.
go here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Oh
Stanley
wait,
had
no,
thought
we
the
need to
bucket
go to the
belonged
meeting room. Yeah, I need to check
that the
figurines.
employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Like, I don't want to revisit the same places several times when I don't need to. And for that I need to know where the last figurine is.
To go back, and so the two of them
To actually,
the maintenance section and walked
you know,
straight ahead
achieve an
to the
ending
opposite door.
and grab the last figurine at the same time. Okay. Somewhere both right. Okay. Oh, large room with a lot of boxes. Yeah, that makes sense. Both red and blue. The missing one. Okay. So yeah, it still may be there. What's here? I haven't been down before.
Stanley and the
We've
bucket
buckets.
went upstairs to the boss's office.
Let's check that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work.
I hope it's gonna be different, and at least not gonna take as long.
Competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Maybe you
"Am
are
I
crazy.
He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
But you have
Someone
stickers on
else's
it.
bucket, perhaps.
Stanley's
How did I end up with
property.
someone
Property
else's
of
bucket?
Stanley.
This is all terribly wrong. Surely no
Oh.
good would come from this.
What?
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious.
Is it the same?
Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Oh,
Stanley, it's me.
I'm coming, bucket. Where?
Could it truly be?
Oh?
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his.
Oh, there are
special
more.
Come to me, Stanley.
Look for seekers.
Find me.
We put those for a
bucket.
reason.
Find the bucket. He had to return to
See,
his old
I'm
friend.
almost-
It was the only way to
I'm
truly
almost
restore
sure
his
by now
sanity.
that there are
And then
no
suddenly,
new endings.
he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket.
Those are
was
just
coming from.
different
The real bucket was inside of him all along.
ones.
Deeply painful.
Different variations of already existing endings, I mean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk, but not talk too much so you can still hear narrator, but...
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Is she gonna be with bucket?
Mariella woke up
She
on
better
one
be
day
with
after
bucket.
another. She arose, got
Yeah,
dressed,
of course.
picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on
They
this
really just gave her bucket.
her
Okay.
walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He had no bucket.
This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been
He
prevented
became
if
self-aware.
only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this.
there were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My
Heck
life
yes.
kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Okay. I'm curious about figurines. I hope it's at the very least another ending. Or maybe like a small feature
Stanley knew the
that's
office layout
gonna
like
be
the back of his
accessible.
hand. It was
I
only
really
a matter of
hope.
time before he found the others. The good
Like,
old
I mean,
bucket.
yeah, narrator said that
Off on
there is
another
nothing, it's just collecting for
together.
collecting. Even in that case, I won't be too mad,
This
like,
was
it's
not
okay.
related to the meeting room.
I still want to collect them
Stanley
just for the
himself
sake of
reported
collecting.
to him, telling him that the
But I really
Employee
expect
Lounge
something,
was simply the place to be.
especially after they
And
said there is
it was.
nothing,
Had the
you know?
bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, here we are.
No,
Let's go to
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
red and blue.
Yes, good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this
When you're
bucket was
there.
speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But
1,
Stanley chose
2,
not to think about this obvious
3.
fact. He was
Great.
firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did
Yeah, I'm pretty
whatever
sure
the
red
bucket
and
asked.
blue is somewhere here. So look around. Figurine might be.
No,
Oh.
stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right
No
there. It
buckets past
says,
this point?
No buckets past this point.
What? Why?
How could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something.
This is
about it.
different.
This
Give me my
misunderstanding
figurine though.
will have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story.
Are you gonna
is
tell me
dependent
what
on your
is the bucket
understanding of
and what
is
isn't?
and isn't a bucket.
Interesting. Oh,
Step in here for a moment.
figurine though. Okay, maybe I need to return here without bucket. Game show, is this a bucket? Okay, this is completely new. So some endings are completely different. This one, the Adventure Line one.
Simply enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay,
Okay, let's begin.
I'll try.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
It is.
Incorrect.
It
is
isn't?
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
How are they supposed to know?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket.
Oh, right, right. That makes so much sense. I'm sorry.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Oh, this one is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
How dumb this is.
Item 4. Is this
Yeah.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
I
thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you
thought-
manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I mean, maybe it works only one way.
Is this a bucket?
Oh, this one is a bucket. I'm sorry.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Was this a bucket? I'm not even gonna address it. Why this is a bucket?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What do you, what do you mean both? How's this?
Item. Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let
I
me
mean,
see.
every
It's around
single-
here somewhere.
Thing on the earth is either a bucket or not a bucket, right? So
Uh,
yes, that's a bucket.
Okay,
You and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something.
Is it though?
Nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes, I do.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of
Nothing
perspective.
is a
What
bucket.
is
If
a
tractor is a
Isn't
bucket,
mere
nothing
moment
is a
to answer
bucket
these
there.
questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
No, you never truly can know what bucket
Stanley,
is.
I can't keep doing this.
No,
I'm losing myself.
it doesn't
Myself
work.
was all I ever had.
Okay, it doesn't work either.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
No, I'm
I
not
can't
giving away my
have
bucket.
this.
No, it's mine.
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
No, not the buckets.
Okay, here we go.
It's gonna be just empty.
Is everything
Oh,
gone?
yeah.
Did everything disappear?
Yeah, everything was a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my
It
God,
was.
I had
It
no idea.
always have been.
How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I'm not here. I'm not.
Wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes,
I
I
am.
feel much more at ease right now.
How does he know
Thankfully,
I'm
there's some
here?
clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So
Should get
what?
back all the
I'll reset
buckets.
everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Everything is a bucket, apparently. Okay, could they actually hide a figurine
All his co-workers were gone. What could it
in a
mean?
place that you can access
Stanley decided to go to
with
the
bucket?
meeting room.
I
Perhaps
doubt
he
that,
had
but I
something
want
else
to
going
check.
on.
If there is nothing, I'll just skip and restart, I guess, so we don't waste
Stanley
time.
came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the
I
correct
wish I
way
could
to the meeting
sprint.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Oh,
well.
is this
Perhaps
why,
he wanted to
like,
stop by
the simplified
employee
controls
lounge
are there,
first,
like
just to
run
admire it.
or go forward with right
And here it
click,
was. The
interact now with left click as well as
eager
E?
to get back to business, Stanley took the
That
first
makes
open door on his
sense.
left.
Why would you want to play with only like one? I mean, I guess play with one hand, eat with
Stanley
another, or
sat down
something
and
like
followed
that.
Directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
How can you enjoy jump circle though?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really?
Yep.
In the middle of something, do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad
Yes,
to
I
happen to you?
definitely don't want to listen to
I
you.
don't know how to convince you of this.
You
but
tried
I
to delete
really do
all the
want to
buckets.
help you,
Yeah,
to
you
show
see?
something beautiful.
A red and blue. Oh, it is here.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a
Wow.
real accomplishment. This
I didn't
is
expect
doing
it to be
something
actually
just
here,
for
but
the
you
sake
see,
of doing
you
it.
can access these
There's so
parts
many
without
people
buckets.
expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements. You've insisted that a job well done is its
I think it's
own
actually not
reward.
that easy to find. Like, I mean, you can find most of these just playing the game, but this one you
Like a
won't
reward,
find.
and we can't have that. So instead, I'll just say it's done.
Like, if you complete the first initial content and then play everything with bucket after you unlock the figurines, you will never find this. Well, I mean, you may if you remember that this place is red and
Now
blue.
listen carefully. This is important.
Okay, restart. Well, figurines are collected. I honestly don't know if anything even got affected by it or not, but well.
Stanley,
Oh.
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
What the
It's
hell?
just- It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't
There's
stopped
something
thinking
behind.
about them since you nabbed every last one.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
Yeah,
To bring with
almost.
Inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me? with
It
one
actually
more
tricked me. I thought it's unusual.
I would love nothing more than
Is
to
it a
visit
Dark
the
Souls?
figurines.
Oh god,
Just one
god.
time.
Oh, are we back in the memory zone? Well, I suddenly found the collectibles. Now remember. Oh, yeah, right. I wonder if the game is gonna be addressing this place anymore, but well, I'm gonna guess it does, right? Leads us here again. Okay, let's see. The figurine.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible.
Can you find them?
We had no idea of how many.
Can you find them?
Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never.
He's gonna go 7 out of 6 now. What are we gonna do after? How many more are there? No, that doesn't seem right. Not. Oh, here. Not 7 out of 6. Oh, is it gonna be a different ending?
And here was the second Stanley. You found
Oh, there was a
this
first
on your
one.
own,
Here's
just like
second,
looking
right?
Around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be
I
honest,
did it.
Back then, I had no
I deserve
faith in you
it.
to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts
I
of
mean,
mundane, unremarkable
without that board that specified where well, hinted where all 6 of them are, I wouldn't be able to find the last one. The rest I could, but
do a little quiz.
and the stairs,
Which of
both
these
office.
rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Wait, does it actually keep track? It was a boss office. I remember it was boss office because I found this one and the other one in boss office at the same time. Does it actually keep track of which was the third one? No way.
Hey!
What if I
that's
pick a different
exactly
one?
right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one.
Wow.
You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm
Exactly.
glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but
I mean, it's been less than an hour ago.
After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Is it? Doesn't seem right.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
No. This looks like a room
So it must have happened.
the dev room with all the, well, this time it was like with buckets. Okay.
This
Oh
was
yeah, the
fifth
next one is
stand,
here.
and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse.
It was
I
fifth
remember
one.
it so clearly.
The fourth one
In fact,
was
because
in
this one is particularly special to me. I
Be-
made a little video to commemorate
below
the
this-
occasion.
below the stairs. Have you found it? Oh, how you found it? By the narrator. These are like 208 videos. What's back there? What's that back there? It's Ministan number 5. Yeah, it's Ministan, exactly. The best name for it. 144p is just. You find it near the cargo lift. I did. Thanks for watching. Directed by narrator, edited by narrator, music by narrator, produced by narrator, best boy the narrator, starring Stanley the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of
Yeah, it
time
really
making that
does.
video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes. Right. Okay, and the last one. Of course. Yeah. Does it actually keep track of it?
Then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct
Yeah, because
in
the-
my mind. Perhaps because
specifies
it was the
where
one
it
that
is.
happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say?
So
how the
if it
mind
wasn't different
works?
order,
All I know is that this is the moment where you.
it would
picked
be
up a
actually
figure and I
different here
thought
as
to
well.
myself,
Wow.
Yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
12 out of
It
6.
was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh. Oh, lead to the same place, okay. 12 figurines. You are in the present. Oh, I am in the present.
There was no
Oh,
more,
Garcia.
because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Really? Is that how it ends? Just that easily?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Didn't
Stop
you
the
say?
loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
You're a completionist. That's an addiction. I mean, I'm a completionist as well, so I'm not judging.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue
But I do get bored
doors.
sometimes.
I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Yeah, because
Let's
it was
keep
the most
going. I
recent
want
one.
more. And here's where I made that video.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
you remember the video we watched?
Exactly, like,
Yes,
seconds ago.
I love that video.
The video, man. What about Pink Room? Are you gonna address this one? Like, what the hell is Pink
Still
Room?
don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Is this an apple? Okay. Is this implying that under the stairs was actually a pink room?
No, if there had been any kind of reward,
Because everything else was right on point,
it
right?
would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
No, I would love to. I mean, they did add, right? The specific ending after finding all of them. And I really appreciate it. That's pretty cool. The bathroom.
Our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
And
This
the
is it,
last
very first we
one.
found in the
Well, the
exhibit
first
where
one,
I
yeah.
Introduced you to the Figlarine.
18 out
Oh,
of 6
I want
this
more
time.
memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else
No,
is there?
it's
What
time
came
to
before this?
collect them all. What? Oh, we're back here. This looks different, really different though. The jump circle. Are they gonna be 20?
The terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it
Okay,
back then.
let's do 5
Time
more.
does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how
Oh.
fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Can you add me jumps so I can jump more? I would love to jump more, but I need to keep it maybe for later. It's already down from 36 all the way to 15.
Doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
I went to the right. Oh, okay. And the
before
last one,
There was
the
your
office. Good old days, huh?
Anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
No, no,
Something I
not
feel
really.
I can remember.
Oh? The creation of the universe?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make
Self-aware.
big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go.
Oh, the backstory.
For no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to...
Narrator
imagine I
isn't
had
Stanley's head, but
Stanley really
narrator
was
is the
wonderful
real
man.
Stanley.
It was a fiction. But
I actually never thought about it like that. It actually makes sense. Interesting.
I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again.
No, it's too late.
I'll be stronger this time.
I took that body.
I'll take care of myself.
Too late,
I don't
narrator.
need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's
Oh,
go
yeah?
back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story.
Is it gonna restart? And no, I mean,
Okay, here we go.
it's restarting, but it's not gonna.
Is the story of
Oh no, it's not. It's not restarting. Okay. So wait, no, it is restarting. Okay, that's how they end.
All of his co-workers were gone.
But yeah, of course, he's not gonna retire,
decided
Stanley.
to go to the meeting room. Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Okay, let's see another. This is again different. Another ending.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Okay, I think there are two more this way,
Stanley had felt
and
the bucket calling to him,
also a couple
telling him
more
that
the left way.
employee lounge was simply the place to
So
be.
we're actually getting closer to the end. It's been what, 3 hours? Yeah, around that.
And
So-
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
If that's really is, and it seems
Stanley
to
put the
be
doors left to go back to the
all
meeting
the content, all the new content in the game.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top.
Sorry.
There's something up there I need you to
It's
Stanley did not question why or
yeah.
how this bucket was
In that
fitted.
case, we will
It should have
be able to
alarmed
finish it
of course,
within
because
one
buckets can't talk. But Stanley
one
chose
stream.
not to think about
This makes
it.
sense though. Why they decided instead
He
of
was fully
releasing
convinced that
seconds
the bucket had spoken to
game,
him,
they just
and he
released
unthinkingly did
new
whatever the
version of the
bucket
game
asked.
with both first and second. I think it also costs a bit more. But yeah, it makes sense.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark
So
room
they
over
did
here.
add
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
they did add a bunch of new content, like new content, but they also like the initial the basics of the game. The endings remain the same-ish. There are a couple new, right? But most of them are just retraces of what already exists in the game. So it's like not good enough for a full game, in my opinion at least. But it's decent as an addition. Although I don't know, it could have been probably better as DLC rather than completely new game.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Like, I don't know, it's just a bit weird. It's like, you're forcing people who already have Stanley Parable to buy both first part and the DLC together instead of just buying DLC, right? Yeah, let's see.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley
Sad?
and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Pretty cozy here, I like it. The furniture placement could use an upgrade. I mean, overall, it feels a bit out of place, the way it's built. But it's not too bad, I could live here easily. Bucket! Hello Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press I to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
That's my bucket.
Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Bucket. Stickers this time, taking me back home.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
No, it's completely normal.
Obsessing over an
Look at this bucket, how can you not like
I want to
it?
say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Back to work. I like how it gives you this
Stanley,
press a certain
Can you hear
button.
me? Listen to me.
The same thing
It's
that
just a
Stanley
bucket.
used to
It
do.
can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different
Not only
location.
liquids.
That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
I don't know if you like need to transport like, sawdust, it can do that as well. Pretty good.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all
Yeah,
he cares about
different
is this awful bucket. This
boss.
stupid hunk of metal.
Jealous, huh? Ignore anyone in life except for me.
It's
M
sad.
stands for me.
I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty
Buckets.
bucket, this sort of
shiny bucket.
Oh
I'll
yes.
give it this.
Accept
Bucket
it.
does have a nice shine to it.
Oh. Believe I'm real, don't use Stanley, press T to go back home. I believe.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
Would have no
Sturdier,
stickers
more capable
if
of
I didn't visit Broom.
transporting.
Close
Like
it.
it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Same day with me over and over and over.
God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
No, he's rejecting the bucket. No. To work, back to home, and to work to home, to back to back to
The
back.
bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Yes, yes, yes.
The bucket could tell me
Just
what to
take
do
the
in this
bucket, the
troublesome
different one though,
situation.
not not
Stanley,
mine.
give me the bucket.
No,
Give it
it's
to me.
my
Give me the
bucket.
bucket,
No,
Stanley.
no,
I
no,
need it. Give it to me
no,
now. Give it
no.
or
Close
I'll-
your. I'm closing. Is it over? Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. Okay, as you say. As you say, bucket. As you say. This is cool. Again, a bit of retracing of the original one,
Meeting room to check on his co-workers.
but different at the same time.
Well, by himself, a good bucket, a strong bucket, a
A humble bucket.
a bucket of culture and.
Oh, I
respect.
see you're a bucket of
Stanley
culture as
clutched
well.
The bucket tightly to his. This was not the correct way
Okay.
to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay, so, and, well, I mean, there are actually two. One I can just jump off, which I'm gonna do now.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
But not just jump back.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good.
Said the bucket.
I wanna
Now
jump
ride
off
the lift
there.
all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't.
It'll make me
talk.
pay
But
fine
Stanley
though,
chose
but
not
it's
to think
it's
about this
fine.
obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
No, I didn't obey, and not blindly. Here we go.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
One another's, yeah.
Touching.
Okay. I mean, I didn't expect much. I just thought maybe, just maybe, Bucket can like save me or something. No,
All of
no.
his co-workers were gone.
It's just the same
What did
thing.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Oh,
missed
yeah.
the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that
The reason
stands
why
the
I'm
test
doing
of
the
time.
rights
Stanley
before the
touched the bucket
left
tightly to
path
his chest.
and not
This
mixing
was
them.
not the
Left
correct
paths
way to the
are
meeting
so
room.
much longer.
Stanley had felt the
There are
bucket
two though,
calling to him,
only two
telling
left I
him
think,
that the
unless I'm
employee lounge was
forgetting
simply the
something.
place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind.
That was one of my favorite endings that I'm going for right now.
Stanley left to go back to the meeting.
Is the one there. It's the one with baby.
No.
Said the bucket.
Not the baby ending, because that one is pretty much impossible to reach. I mean, it's not impossible, it just takes so long.
Now ride the lift
And
all the way to the
if you
top.
get
There's
if you
something up there I
gets
need you to
mistaken,
do.
Stanley did not question
you
why or
lose,
how
and
this
you have to
bucket was speaking to
redo
him.
up
It
to
should have
5 hours
alarmed him,
again.
Of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
And you
chose
can't even
not
use
to
like
think about
auto
this
clicker because
obvious fact.
like after 2
He was
hours I
firmly
think or so,
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and
game
he
makes you go
unthinkingly did
press
whatever the
2
bucket
different
asked.
buttons and they're like not close to each other. You need to go from one to another.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over
It's
here.
not a dark room.
Stanley once again.
Oh, this
obeyed
dark room, yeah.
blindly.
Yeah. Oh,
Now pick up the phone.
no.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
I don't want
Were
hear
you
it
trying to
ringing.
resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get
It's
the
actually
joke?
interesting
Funny, Stanley. A talking
Hearing him
bucket.
saying that after
Can't you see-
the ending
Oh,
where he
goodness.
said
I must
bucket
have
over
really
two.
bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker?
Original ending here, he just
Timing is so
said like, oh yeah, you like
I wish
my
I
game
knew
so
better.
much, let's
There
play
isn't
another game.
exactly an
And
instructional video
you
on
play another
comedy
game.
that one can watch to fully. Oh wait, yes there is. It's sitting right here.
I
Let's take a
think
look.
at least that is the one. Yeah, where? Oh, what is comedic timing?
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more
Yeah, I'm
importantly,
curious about
can
it.
be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper.
Great.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
Why 50 from
with one of
80?
your
No,
arms
not
raised straight
always.
upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Isn't it a high
To
five?
begin
Is
the
that
joke,
a thing?
Start by
Why is
stating and
his
spelling your name. Next,
name?
provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary.
I didn't think it would
When
be
the joke has
so
concluded,
dumb. I
it
thought
is
it would be like
customary
just
to
a
inform your
sarcasm or
listener that the
something, but
joke
it's
is over
actually
by declaring
absolutely
in your
dumb.
loudest possible voice, I'm Dunny with the funny. Let's practice screaming, I'm Dunny with the funny.
I'm
now.
Danny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke
I mean, humor
is the only
is
way to grow
like
or learn as a comedian.
the whole
An
science,
effective
but
survey should be no less than 10 pages long
this is
and should include the same question reprinted
so
several
random.
times. Just
Your
to ensure the survey taker is actually paying
pose,
attention and
your
not simply
hand.
filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your
The
disposal,
room temperature.
you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight
Who
the
drew
12
these faces? This is
invaders who
insane.
threaten our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
What's happening?
All of us
What-
must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us. And their children
In what
after
world
them.
are you living? What the hell?
Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What does it do with comedy?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the
Yeah.
fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant.
Raise your
today as
arm,
they
say
were
high
back then.
five,
So with that
declare
in
my
mind,
name,
I believe the only way
N-A-M-E.
forward is for us to return to the
Take the
tutorial
synopsis of
and
joke.
walk through
Tell
all
the
of this
joke,
again,
laugh.
so I can try telling
Say
my
your name
story
again.
with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, now what? Now you can jump off.
This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank
The
goodness
king
you
of
have
comedy, the comedic genius, that's who
knows
he
where we'd
is.
be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
You forgot to declare your name, to spell your name, and take the synopsis of the joke. Don't forget that, please, narrator. It's very important. Otherwise, 12 legged creatures will take over the world, I think. Where am I going now? Hey!
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay. Eternal darkness, here I go! Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There was supposed to be several
Everything
rooms
is
leading up to this.
collapsing.
There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to.
You
And
missed
it's
the
all
timing, my
fault.
man.
I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest
It's
joke
not
telling
that bad. I mean, he doesn't really joke a lot, right? But
I need to go back.
he's a comedic genius nonetheless.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
No, watch it yourself. Don't make me watch it.
Here we go. You ready? When
Name,
Stanley and
declare
the
your
bucket came to
name.
a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Let's go left, I guess. Sure.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
I
Did you
was?
not even look at the instructional video? I
No.
think this was all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
Can't even go
I'm
down
going to be
anymore.
ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now
I'm
on. All
blocked.
because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down?
Wasn't it
Stanley? Are
choice?
you
Could I
proud?
go right? What's something be? I don't think anything would be different. Oh,
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
yes. Kevin Writing. That's him.
Pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not... Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so...
This made it
beautiful.
Unity,
I
interesting.
think I saw it playing guitar.
So it was just a Unity,
No. We're getting
very old Unity interface. This we saw in a memory zone.
Point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instruction.
Sorry, Leroy.
That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me...
Who's Leroy?
comedy again. More
The Jenkins guy?
videos. Let's see.
Who are we in this ending? Or are we still Stanley just out of the body experience? Okay,
All of his co-workers...
so
were gone.
right path is done, I think.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The bucket...
Let's see the left ones. I think both of them require me to go
Perhaps he would become
to follow the directions all the way to mind control facility.
entered the door on his left.
I think so, because I don't remember anything else.
Still no one was here.
Reboot the game
Stanley
entirely?
needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Wait, that's
Perhaps
curious.
his boss's
That's
office was where he'd find answers.
reboot the game entirely. It says, wait, what? Reboot the game entirely. Let me do that. Wait, I need to know. What does it mean? Why would you need me to reboot the game entirely? Okay, I didn't see that coming. Before there was instructions on how to get all the collectibles, but this? Okay. Tell him drink some water. It does it again! Why would you need my time? Isn't that already... Didn't I already do that? It's 9... 26, yeah. Why would you need time? You don't even use it anyway. Hang on. Okay, yeah. Oh. Before we get started, can I just say something? Yeah, sure. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Okay. A lot of people don't take that step serious and they just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. Do they really? I mean, I can imagine some people do that. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about the experience, you're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the time you're setting are correct. I'm pretty sure you can access the time. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock at your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not correct time, you earn it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay. Okay, is that why setting time was here? Is that why I needed to reboot the game completely? If we go in the meeting room and it's still there, I guess that's the only thing, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Is that memo there so you like experience this?
Lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Because you can actually like miss it accidentally, right? Like I would complete it in one go and I wouldn't even see it if it didn't tell me to reboot the game. Look, it's not here anymore. Interesting. So I guess yeah, that was the only the only thing. I already went down, right? I already went outside of the boss office and sent Bucket away.
Stanley was once again stunned
2,
to discover
8, 4, 5.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down
8,
into an emotional
4,
dumpster fire,
5.
if not for the suit. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
By sheer luck. This image actually was the initial icon of Stanley Parable. I'm pretty sure it's different now. Okay, here we go. You see the problem with mind control facility? It takes a lot of time in the mind control section itself with a lot of monitors. You know, it has to be done sooner or later.
Downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him.
I've already been here, right, with Bucket? I'm pretty sure I've been here.
He would be all right.
Yeah, when we got to Death Zone.
Everything will be fine.
To the escape.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, let's see here.
The lights rose on an enormous
Is
room
2, 3, 4
screens.
is
What
still
horrible
broken?
secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
It's random amount of wonders. Oh, yeah. Right, I forgot. So yeah, this part takes a while. A couple minutes itself. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 is still broken.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped.
I
like guinea pigs.
can't zoom in.
Had never seen anything
Unfortunate.
like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything...
Don't worry about it, you're not on here. Who is fired? Interesting.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Surely it was. Actually, I never noticed this. Was it always there? That's where we got to Adventure Line
Or not want to do in the first
ending, right?
These questions raised furious
Or Confusion ending, as it was called by the game itself.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
Never!
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no
What
one
if Bucket
except for the bucket?
was the thing that controlled you all this time? I can see that happening.
But
Okay,
here was the proof.
so
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
we are
emotions,
turning it
happy
off
or
first
sad
and then
or
turning it on.
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
Control
reality of its
something-
past began to sink in,
Oh, I can't
Stanley
read it,
decided
it's
that
so
this
bad.
machinery
Off. Squirrel's gonna be the same, right? We just escape, but to get the bucket this time.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Was it? Can I finally be free? Can I escape?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
The freedom.
Excitedly, the two of
Oh, I
them
was like,
began to
what the
discuss
hell is that?
how
It's
they
my
wanted to do.
buckets.
Once they stepped through this massive door, the bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a
Why would
simple
somebody
life
do
they
something like
envisioned,
that?
but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Wait, what?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Wait, what? Why? It's gonna be closing.
Silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
I thought he's actually surprised something broke, but no.
This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
Recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
I need the
Needed
buckets.
soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he
Not
has such
the
a precious bucket in
buckets.
his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped.
The bucket hyping up. You know, I don't know if they actually have merch on. I think they probably don't have a merch. It's just a lot of stuff to go through, and not a lot of people are willing
What could it
to
mean?
go through all the
Stanley
pain
decided
to
go
actually
the
organize
meeting.
merch.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. It takes a lot of
But yeah,
humility to carry a
if there
bucket
is, I wonder if they're selling buckets.
Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded.
But how do you make a bucket a merch? Like, slap couple stickers on it?
Door on his left.
It may not actually be like an iron bucket, but some kind of like a keychain,
What's here?
you know,
Stanley
that kind of
used the
stuff
bucket's warmth
that
to
looks like a
help him
bucket
warm
with stickers.
Perhaps his boss's office was
I
where
guess that one you can do.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. I think at some point when you visit this place
Into his manager's office,
too many
Stanley was once
times,
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
he starts opening it
Stanley guessed
automatically,
that it was by sheer luck.
but not anymore.
The bucket knew all along. Was the bucket
And there are a lot
guiding him?
more different dialogues. He says like, oh yeah, it's just 2845, you know what to do, you know, something like that. I don't really remember, why would I need to visit this place a lot of times though? You need to only go here 3 times, right? Escape and 2 mine facility, that's it. Yeah, why would I need to go here more times? But I remember that I went here more times. Because
Stanley and
I've
the bucket
seen...
walked straight ahead through the large door
I've seen the narrator even automatically open the door as I enter. I don't know. Maybe I was exploring something, I don't remember.
The lights rose on
Maybe
an
I was
enormous
trying
room
to
packed with
escape from,
television
well,
screens.
the
What
ending where
horrible
you
secret
turn
did this
on the
place
mind
hold?
control facility,
Stanley and the bucket both
and I
wondered to
couldn't.
themselves.
Also no idea. But yeah, this is supposedly the last ending. And as I said, I don't want to really follow the guides.
Monitors jumped to
And
life,
I have absolutely no
Stanley
idea where to
nearly
find
dropped the
more,
bucket in
even with
shock.
bucket.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped.
Oh wait, no, there is another one that potentially maybe, when you get out of bounds with bucket. I need to try that one.
Burst into tears.
But it requires you to take a bucket and go back. It's like the same as with Button's Heaven ending. There you technically can bring bucket, but it didn't really change anything.
Was the bucket under the mind control facilities?
So I'm not sure if that one is gonna work either. But that's the only other ending I know that you can potentially reach with bucket.
Want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Okay, go up.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never.
But yeah,
He squeezed the bucket tighter.
His one friend in the entire world. Not gonna lie, I did initially thought, well,
he could trust
I thought there's gonna be, I was about to say more content, but not just more content, like, the amount of content is okay. I thought there would be more, like, different content, more new, completely new stuff. Like, maybe at least, I don't know, like 5, 10, maybe even endings, more choices somewhere. But no, not really. There are what, 3 new endings and the part that it's still pretty good, I would say, right?
The bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the
buckets
to take over the machine?
Wants to take over the world.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
Look how far I am from it at this point. Kinda looks like Face, you know? Oh.
Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Silly birds. Is it controlling birds? Fly or fly? Let's fly. Let's fly here. Oh, it's...
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him.
How many
this
are
wasn't
there?
A mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Why are they silly though?
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all
The
along?
duck.
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands. The one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
Yeah, the genius.
Never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in
Not that they wanted to take control of the world. Surely not.
Birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one.
But yeah, again, once again, I'm saying this. It makes sense why they released both these and initial ones of new game. It's just an amount. What? It took me what? Almost 4 hours to go for everything. Yeah, let's say about like 20 to 30% of it was, let's say hour of it was repeating content and looking for initial one. There's still like 2.5 hours of new content, right?
What could it mean?
But yeah, the only problem I have is that this is, for some reason, a new game. Combine this and old content rather than a DLC. Let's try that.
Could his co-workers really all be gone?
No, God. It should be able, right, to climb? Oh wait, that's impossible. It can be impossible only with buckets, right? I refuse to believe. Oh God. No, this must be possible. I mean, they would block this, right? Not this part. Oh, you can just walk over. Okay, yeah.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's
Okay,
ear.
yeah, so there is.
We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Oh?
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent.
This is supposed to be like a hidden ending, because they climb, kind of abusing the engine.
Hope and redemption, and its crusade to
Although it's put here on purpose.
for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim.
What's happening? Again, some absolute nonsense. I mean, initial game was also very weird, but the bucket, it's completely dumb. It's not necessarily bad,
This was way too
but in my
much for
opinion there is a
Stanley.
bit too many of this.
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not
You
since
are
the
just a
evil wizard
bucket.
Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as
Gambhorata.
I stole from his treasured vaults.
I was
I don't
young
remember who
back
that is.
then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Ow. Last one
My God.
sound like
Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power.
What?
Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery
killed-
here today.
we killed
Come,
it.
Let's restart the game, and we'll agree to
We
never
killed
again
it.
go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
This is like a fitting ending, honestly. But yeah, that I think is it. There might be a couple more endings I absolutely don't know about. But that's pretty much all I remember of. No new content or everything here is pretty much so. The ending with getting the phone turned off is considered a secret one. Getting out of the bounce is a secret one. I'm pretty sure finding the vent entrance is also a secret one, but well, I didn't find it last time, but this time I did.
Worth admiring, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
And
open
yeah,
door.
I think the rest. No, there must be there. Oh, I think it's here where you get like absolutely lost and like. No, wait. There's an ending where you get lost completely. I don't remember which one it is, but it's one of the standard ones. I'm pretty sure
Stanley was so
we saw
bad
that
at
one as
following
well.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
Oh, how
years
did I
ago.
not see this way? Interesting. Was it here in the first game as well? Interesting. But yeah, I think that's it. That's not bad, I would say. It's how to put it. It's pretty good, especially the initial part where the Stanley was like.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story,
The
and
narrator
no one
was
gets to
talking
tell
about
him
like,
what to
oh
do,
yeah, the
Stanley
new
left on the
game.
platform and
That was pretty
plunged
good,
to his
I would
death.
say. Yeah, that's pretty
Good job,
good.
Stanley. Everyone
The
thinks
additions
you're
to
very
endings that already exist with Bucket, it seems like a bonus rather than actual new content. You know what I mean? So it's not bad necessarily. I did expect a bit more though. A bit more new content, a bit different kind of new content.
Stanley
But it's
had
not
never
that bad
seen the office
regardless.
this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Yeah, I even thought that there might be too much content, so we might have split it in two streams. But well, fortunately, or maybe even unfortunately, there isn't. So let's go to the broom
Stanley
closet
came to a set
just
of
to
two open doors.
sit
He
there and
entered the
enjoy the
door
view,
on his left.
and we'll be ending here. Yeah, I may be.
Yet
I'm not
there was
exactly
a
sure.
single person
I'll
here.
still think about it tomorrow.
Feeling
I may
away
be
with
returning
disbelief,
to.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, he's gonna be talking about it again if I stay in there. Okay. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna go back to Sherlock. Maybe playing something else. We'll see. I have some games in mind. I'll decide later. I don't know for now. But yeah, as I said, that'll be it for today then. I think overall I like the initial Stanley Parable a bit more than this. Again, this is like the first part and more to it, right? But if we see only new content and compare it to initial Stanley, in that case I would say initial Stanley was better. Again, by no means as bad. If initial Stanley I would rate at 6, this one at 7. I mean, this one I would rate at 5, maybe 5.5. It's not bad, but it's like, again, it's more of a DLC than a new game. You know what I mean? But again, just stop talking about it. So, yeah, as I said, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming streams. So, as I said, next time I'll be streaming tomorrow. It's gonna be another variety stream. Maybe Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, continue playing that, or maybe something else which I am not sure yet. But yeah, you can always find the schedule on the schedule tab or below the stream. You can also find there a link to my Discord and YouTube channels. Be sure to check those out. And as always, see you guys next time. Bye bye.